Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. It's very well organised as well. There is a huge mosaic away to our left-hand side. Red, blue and white, and then unfurling very slowly the UEFA Europa League trophy towards the bottom, the plinth, which says "Make us dream." It's a spine-tingling atmosphere. It's not one that requires any automated or synthetic soundtrack. It's all about being in this stadium, jam-packed to the rafters, 50,000 people, with a sprinkling of those from Portugal, anticipating one of the biggest games of the season that this stadium will see. Listen to that roar. Carlos Carvajal said his team had won in Porto, they've won in Benfica, they've won at Sporting, and that they will use this smothering atmosphere as a positive. But they've never won here. And the truth is, they don't have to. Abel Ruiz's goal in Braga a week ago provides the visitors with a safety blanket. They only need to draw here to go through to the European semi-finals. For Rangers, the task is steeper. They have to win just to force extra time. And if they want to complete the job in 90 minutes, they will have to score at least twice. Yes, they've scored 4 against Dortmund. They've beaten Red Star, but they did it with Alfredo Morelos, and he's out for the rest of the season. So whilst it doesn't rest entirely on Kemar Root's broad shoulders, he will have to have the game of his life, and in all likelihood, so will everyone else. It is time, their manager says, to seize the day. Can Rangers do it? Blue shirts, white short, black socks. Braga in red shirts with white sleeves, red shorts and red socks. And Rangers start with Alan McGregor in goal, Tavernier at right back, Goldstone, Bessie, Barisic, they're the back four, Lundstrom and Jack holding in midfield with Ramsey, Aribo and Kent behind, Ruth in attack. No Jan Couto from the start from Braga, he was impressive last weekend in the game in Braga, attacking from right back. They start with Paulo Oliveira, Tormena and Carmo as a back three, Fabiano and Gomez as the wing backs. Almas Ratti, impressive in midfield, will hold. Andre Castro will play alongside him. They had an extra midfielder in today in Castro. Horta plays behind his older brother Ricardo Horta, and Abel Ruiz, who got the only goal of the game in Braga. He also scored here a couple of years ago in the last 32 of this competition. But what a fantastic occasion it is. And Charlie, the noise is ear-splitting.
It's deafening. It's an unbelievable atmosphere, an incredible stadium, 50,000, you know, and let's say the Braga players going over there to greet the small minority of support that they've got. It's a huge game for Rangers, and you know, this atmosphere will have to make a difference to them. You know, we look forward to it, and hopefully they can do the job. It's a big game. You know, European nights are special at Ibrox. You know, they've been here for Dortmund and beat Red Star, so hopefully tonight, you know, the same result will get Rangers into a semi-final.
We've got both FA Cup semi-finals and 2 Premier League matches on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 this weekend, plus a host of matches from the EFL. If you download our app, you can switch between the stations and choose the game that is right for you. Before we start, all 11 players in Rangers colours take the knee as they ask for racial equality and social justice. And then the referee, who's from France, blows his whistle. And we're underway live on TalkSport 2. Rangers attacking the goal away to our left in the first half. Braga in red attacking the goal away to our right-hand side. It's a massive 4 days for Rangers that could define their season. And Charlie Adam, no one can think about that Scottish Cup semi-final at the weekend. All hearts, all minds must be concentrated on doing the job tonight.
Absolutely, this is the moment, because if you get too far ahead of yourself, you end up then picking up injuries and silly things like that. But this game is big enough for the football club to get the chance, since since the last time they were in the UEFA Cup final, this is the first time they've been this close, and they've not been past the group stages or the last 16 since Steven Gerrard came to the football club. So this is a big platform for them to show what they're capable of.
Ball is over on the far side in front of the Sandy Jardine stand on the halfway line in Rangers possession. Barisic chips it down the left, looking for Kent, who bounds into the box, gets towards the edge of the penalty area, tries to turn by the byline and lay it up towards the edge of the area. It's taken on by Lundstrom, and Rangers attempting to get the ball in early. Barisic takes deflections, helps on towards Tavernier, who slides it in inside the first minute of the game. Rangers get the perfect start. James Tavernier, the captain, comes up with another massive moment. Often he comes up with big moments in games. Often he is the one who stands up to be counted. And within 90 seconds, Rangers have taken the lead against Braga. And it really is game on now.
Yeah, that's it. Welcome to Ibrox. What a game, what a start for Rangers. We've done a Neil From game, and Ramsey scored early. And tonight, Tavernier, the captain, steps up. And it's a brilliant delivery from Barisic. Goes to the back post, Kent movement short, long, and it flips, and then Tavernier reads at the back post and slides it past the goalkeeper.
Well, what a start for Rangers. The perfect start for Rangers. Live on Talk Sport 2. Rangers 1, Braga 0. And Braga have been rattled. Golston gets it back to his goalkeeper. The key thing now, Charlie, is just to manage your emotions, manage your expectations, and get yourself through the next 5 minutes or so, because the pulse will be racing, the adrenaline will be flowing.
Yeah, it's a bit now, calm heads. They've got the goal, we don't need any more. You just take your time, don't do nothing silly and losing a goal straight after. That's when you're at your most vulnerable, straight after you've scored the goal.
Well, this place is moving.
Bouncing, it
is moving. The whole structure is being rocked to its core, because the Rangers fans know that their team couldn't have come up with a better start if they'd dreamt it. This is TalkSport 2. Rangers, who have the second leg of that Scottish Cup semi-final on Sunday after this quarter-final second leg, know that it's a huge weekend, but they also know that Easter is always a defining moment in the football calendar. 6 points behind them in the league, 5 to play. The pressure on Giovanni Van Bronckhorst and his team to deliver something, and they've already got themselves in front through their captain Tavernier, who has it in the right full-back position. He clears upfield towards the midway point of his own half. It's taken down by Al Masrati, and then Fabiano picks it up and plays it back into the centre. David Carmo sends it down the left, looking for the run of Rodrigo Gomez, and he can't quite reach him, and it's cleared away. You're listening to TalkSport 2. 3 minutes 40 seconds played at Ibrox, and Rangers 1, Braga 0 is the scoreline on the night. It's 1-1 on aggregate.
Listen, Braga just rushing a little bit, going a little bit, back to front, and playing the sort of 3-5-2, but no, Rangers started well. They're getting it down, trying to pass it. Lundstrom's getting loads of space in midfield, and if they can play through him, they'll be able to cause Braga lots of problems.
Such a benefit that he managed to recover from that injury that he picked up at the weekend against St Mirren, John Lundstrom. Here is Aribo down the left, looking for Barisic, getting forward again. He shrugs off Fabiano, gets down to the byline, produces another cross into the centre. Roof is there, and he scored a second goal inside 5 minutes. Well, Braga came here thinking they could use this atmosphere to their advantage, but bigger and better sides than them have crumbled at Ibrox. And inside 5 minutes, Tavernier has equalised, and Kemar Roof has powered a fantastic header beyond the goalkeeper Matthias to put Rangers in front in the tie. It's Rangers 2, Braga 1.
Sam had said that this place will erupt if we go 2 early goals within 5 minutes. It's a great ball from Barisic in the line, has a bit of composure, dinks it across, and Roof there, he's in great form. He hat-trick at the weekend, sticks it in the net. 2-0 Rangers.
Hat-trick at the weekend, and a goal-scoring hero once again in Europe. Kemar Roof scores for Rangers, and it's 2-0 inside 5 minutes. Now, is the referee looking at the VAR monitor? He is. He's coming over towards this near side to check a VAR monitor. Maybe that optimism, that boundless joy has just been halted as the VAR tells the referee to come over to the monitor. I'm not entirely sure what he's looking at here because we can't see it. Maybe handball in the build-up to the goal, but it has to be an accidental handball by the goal scorer, but he has overturned it. It's a free kick. Handball by Barisic in the build-up to the game, in the build-up to the goal. Now, hold on. The law, as you may well have worked out from earlier in the week when Chelsea had a goal disallowed because of a handball by Alonso, is accidental handball is only applicable if it's by the goal scorer in the immediate build-up to a goal. They changed the law last year, so it must have been perceived as intentional handball by Barisic.
Yeah, listen, it's the thing they have with VAR, but Rangers just have to keep doing what they're doing.
Here they come again through the middle of the pitch. Aribo looking for Roof, who's trying to get the better of Carmo. He sends it out towards the left. Another chance for Ken to get the ball into the centre. It's steered away by Oliveira and out for a throw over on this near side. Barisic to take it. You're listening to Talk Sport 2. 6.5 intoxicating minutes gone here at Ibrox. Rangers are leading by just 1-0. That Kemar Roof goal has been chalked off, so it's still 1-1 on aggregate. The ball over on the right. It's collected by Tavernier, who's trying to get the better of Gomez, who plays it against him in the right wing position. It bounces by the corner flag, and it's out for a Rangers throw. Here's Charlie Adam.
Yeah, listen, you've got to now calm. It's a good opportunity there. Roof slid through, but, you know, Rangers just got to get their heads back on it. They started the game well. This Braga defence are all over the place. Kent has caused them so many problems with his movement.
Yeah, they can't deal with the movement of Kent, of Roof and Aribo, who are moving at speed right on the edge of the penalty area and pulling that defence apart at the moment. They've created 2 golden chances, taken them both, but have had one chalked off for handball. So it's Rangers 1, Braga 0, 1-1 on aggregate. Elsewhere, Barcelona 0, Frankfurt 1 in the Camp Nou.
Yeah, just the thing for Braga is because they're playing 3-5-2, on this left-hand side, Kent is pushing the right full-back, Fabiano, high and wide, and allowing Barisic so much space. And it's important that Bassi, when he gets it, just to feed Barisic, to get the space and get crosses in, or a movement of Kent will definitely will kill Fabiano in behind.
Well, that is something that they had to exploit this week and didn't really maximise last week. Jan Couto played as the right wing-back last week. There was loads of space in behind him. They didn't utilise it. Kent absolutely dragging Fabiano into a conventional right full-back position, which is meaning that Barisic is all on his own over on this near side. He's had 2 decent crosses into the box already. Here on the far side, the ball is collected by Tavernier. Up towards Jack, it's dispossessed, and then Rodrigo Gomez chose to counter up to the halfway line. He's stopped by Lundstrom, who wins it well just in front of Gomez and guides it back towards Golson at the heart of the defence. Rangers lead by 1-0.
Yeah, it just showed the balance. Tavernier is playing like a right winger at times because Ramsey wants to just come and play in a little pocket just at the sides of Horta, and it's causing problems. But, you know, Kent is staying high and wide on the opposite on the left-hand side, allowing Barisic to be the out ball.
Slight jig from the opposition tonight. Braga under Carlos Carvajal, the former Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday manager, just adding a little extra body in midfield this evening with Andre Castro coming in alongside Musrati and Andre Horta, and Ricardo Horta going up alongside Abel Ruiz in attack tonight. But their attack hasn't seen much of the ball so far because it's been all Rangers. 10 minutes gone. 1-0 here at Ibrox tonight, 1-1 on aggregate. There's still all to play for and a long way to go here. Leicester City already through in the Conference League to the semi-finals, and they will play either Bodo Glimt or Roma in the last 4 of that competition. Leipzig already through. They will be the next opponents for the winners of this game. And then West Ham or Lyon will play either Eintracht Frankfurt or Barcelona. Eintracht Frankfurt are leading Barcelona at the moment. It's all square between Lyon and West Ham. Here's Lundstrom, just right of the centre circle. It's played out to the far side, where it's collected and sent back infield towards Bassi, who doesn't manage to get the ball forward, gives it away instead, and now Abel Ruiz has to be dealt with by Bassi as the ball goes back towards the Rangers penalty area. It scurries out towards the right flank, and it's good clearance that by Bassi, and then that's a little nick on the back of the ankles by Fabiano on Ryan Kent, who gets back to his feet as Rangers look to escape. And now Kent running at Fabiano, goes on the outside. Fabiano tries to deal with him, the ball bounces away and Kent gets penalised for pushing Fabiano. Fabiano went down under real pressure, and Braga, they do look a little bit rattled. They haven't settled yet.
No, they've not settled. And the thing is, listen, that's a foul on Kent. Blow your whistle, referee, and playing on, there's no advantage. They don't go anywhere, and obviously Kent then runs it for Fabiano to there and fouls him. But Rangers started the game well, and Braga look a little bit shaky. So once again calms down. It's important that Rangers just keep this momentum, keep this attacking floor, and getting at this Braga defence.
Well, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst said that there is all to play for tonight, and he isn't wrong. He said that last week's game was a close one, but whereas Braga had a threat, Rangers certainly didn't. They've already changed that tonight. Much more of a threat about Rangers. They didn't have a shot on target last week. They already had the ball in the net twice tonight, but it's only 1-0. Ball is out on the left, and it's collected by Gomez, and back into Andre Horta, who plays it further wide towards the Braga left, up to the edge of the penalty area. Andre Castro with a poor ball back towards Horta, goes straight out of play and away for a throw in the right full-back position. Charlie Adam.
Yeah, a nice interplay there between Horta and Castro, but obviously into Castro ends up putting out the pitch, but just settling now into it. Braga getting a few passes off and getting there, but this Rangers, the tempo, the rhythm, the crowd are there forcing Rangers forward. They don't need to go forward every time. Just make sure that they take their time, go forward when the right time, and the second goal will come.
Matthias, the goalkeeper for Braga, kicks long upfield towards Abel Ruiz. Bassi deals with it. The ball bounces on halfway. Masrati under pressure, the Libyan from Aribo, gets it back to David Carmo. They work it wide to Tormeno, and Tormeno on the halfway line will play it infield. This is Al Masrati again. Braga just trying to get a little bit of composure and possession in the game. They work it wide towards the right, chested down by Fabiano, who tries to drift infield, being watched by Ryan Kent, lays it into Ricardo Horta, who's drifted away from the left and gone to the right. It's picked up by Castro, back out to Ricardo Horta once again. He's delivered a cross in towards the penalty area. It's still a bit too high for Abel Ruiz, and goes safely into the arms of Alan McGregor, who I think after 12 minutes and 27 seconds has just touched the ball for the first time, Charlie.
Yeah, it's been all Rangers. It's not a bad delivery there for the left-hand side. Yeah, for the right side with the left foot, but nobody else gambled on it to get into the box, but McGregor has always got an early touch. I think this is going to be a great battle down this left-hand side for Rangers. Kent against Fabiano. He looks athletic, wants to go forward, and he left one on Kent earlier in the game, so we'll see how Kent can react to that, if he can get on the ball and get at him.
81% possession for Rangers so far in the game. What a fantastic statistic that is. They lead by a goal to nil. They've really taken the match to Braga right from the very off here in what has been a wonderful atmosphere. Ball floated from the right of the centre circle out towards the Rangers left. Brought down by Kent. Aribo comes across to join the attack. He takes it out towards the wide left position, then Barisic combines with him again, and Aribo's in a crossing position. He delivers a beautiful ball to the far post, and Tavernier was coming in. It had to be watched by Ricardo Gomez. It was. He stooped low, flicks it away, and it's cleared on the far side by Braga. What a chance.
Oh, great delivery there from Aribo. Good defending from Carmo there, just at the back post. Opportunity for Tavernier. He was that high. He was the one in the full-back area.
Here come Rangers again down the right. Aribo tries to get the better of Tormeno, goes back to Aaron Ramsey. Ramsey drifts to one way and then the other, looks for a return pass from Aribo, but he goes to Tavernier instead. Aribo's gone down the side. He's got another chance to a cross. He's been everywhere so far. He goes in towards the near post. Oh, and it goes behind and eventually smuggled behind. I think Roof got the last touch on that. He just ghosted in between two defenders. The ball ran loose inside the 6-yard box, and it was another great chance.
Yeah, brilliant movement in that right-hand side from Aribo. He gets into the box, plays it through, and Ramsey toe-pokes it through the legs, and Roof, he gambles but just couldn't get on target, puts it past the post.
15 gone. You're listening to Talk Sport 2 over on Talk Sport. West Ham and Lyon fighting it out for a place in the last four of this competition. We're in Glasgow tonight, and we are revelling in the atmosphere, and so are Rangers. Chest puffed out, they are taking the game to Braga, and they are a side who have produced some of their best performances of the season in the Europa League, Charlie. As they faded sometimes in the Cinch Premiership, they've actually come to life in this competition.
Yeah, it's kept them alive, it's kept the season alive. Obviously 6 points behind Celtic at the moment, losing the last Old Firm game, but
here's Kent. dancing towards the edge of the area. Ramsey tries to join. It's away by Carmo and up to the midway point of the Braga half. Collected now by Ricardo, also on the near side, the right. He plays it into the feet of Abel Ruiz, but can't really escape too quickly before lots of blue shirts stand in Rangers' way.
No, it's great, great play from the Rangers, working hard to get back and into shape and, not forcing it back with Braga and being in a good position. But it's interesting to watch Ryan Jack. Every time that the centre-back gets on the ball, he's peeling into that right-back position to allow himself plenty of time, and he's getting loads of time and space.
Here's Andre Castro, though, for Braga, looking to try and forge an attack. He plays it wide to the left as they look at it. Andre Orta takes over, drifts the ball in right-footed towards this side of the pitch, the right as Braga see it, onto Fabiano. He sends it infield to the number 10 position, looking for Ricardo Orta, who's being chased by Ramsey, and it's back towards his brother Andre Orta. And for the first time, a patient bit of build-up from the opponents. 1-1 the score on aggregate, 1-0 on the night to Rangers, away by Goldson. Can't get it out of their own half at the moment, Rangers, just struggling to retain the ball and get hold of it again after dominating possession for much of the opening 14 minutes of this game. Here is Al Musrati playing it square, collected by Paulo Oliveira, who strides over halfway, nudged it to his right. Fabiano takes it on. He's net by Ryan Kent. Kick down the right touchline. Was there a foul there from behind by Barisic? There was. Going to be a free kick midway inside the Rangers half, wide on the right hand side.
Yeah, Barisic gets too tight. He goes and he fouls, and it gives him an opportunity to listen. Braga have got a little bit of foothold in the game now, and Fabiano can just put a delivery in, and bad defending from Barisic, gets far too tight to the winger.
Fabiano sends the free kick back to halfway. Remember, the FA Cup semi-finals are live on TalkSport over the weekend. We've got Premier League action here on TalkSport 2 Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Manchester City versus Liverpool kicks off at 3:30 on Saturday afternoon. It's live on TalkSport. I'll be there with Ray Houghton and Trevor Sinclair for that one, as we bring you full commentary from Manchester City against Liverpool. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say that's 2 of 3, because there may well be a Champions League meeting between those two before the season is out.
The two best teams in Europe at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah. Brilliant to watch this week. The whole Champions League stuff this week has been brilliant on TalkSport, on TalkSport 2. And now we've got Europa League action for you, which is promising to be just as thrilling. 18 minutes gone, Rangers 1, Braga 0. The ball is over on the far side, and Aaron Ramsey, on loan from Juventus, has it. Plays it back towards the right full-back area, and eventually it's given to Bassi, who just strolls up towards the halfway line. It's flipped forward, down the left for Roof to chase, and David Carmo gets in there, and eventually it's cleared away by the goalkeeper Matthias to the midway point of the Braga half. A good flick on by Andre Castro, held up well by Ruiz, in towards Orta. Over on the left there's a little bit of space for Andre Orta, but across goes Tavernier and manages to clear, and the second time after it rebounds off his own defender, it's hooked away for Ramsey to chase into the right wing position, and Tormeno, well, he couldn't do anything else rather than put the ball out for a throw-in down by the Braga fans. There's only about 200 Braga fans over on the far side, but he managed to find them. Here's Ramsey on the attack now, into Aribo inside the area, looking to turn inside the box, tees it up for Ramsey to strike right underneath it, and steers it over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, it's a great little Digkin pass from Ramsey into Aribo, right back to Ramsey, and he's got to do better with the quality he has. He's got to at least hit the target, and he puts it in the stand. But it's still then. Rangers are causing problems going forward.
Well, Braga insisted they weren't going to come here and defend. But they do know they don't have to win tonight. They can take it to extra time like this. It's all to play for now. Here is Abel Ruiz down the right-hand side on the attack, trying to tee it up for the arriving Andre Castro. It's cleared away. They'll certainly have to attack now, Braga, having seen Rangers score that early goal of the game. If only it had been 2. It would have been if it hadn't been for the VAR, the sharp-eyed VAR, Jérôme Brissard, who recommended to referee François Letexia of France that he should overturn his decision to allow the Kemar Roof goal.
Rangers are normally get the VAR decisions. The games that I've been at, they've had some good decisions in Europe so far this year, but unfortunately that never one went for them. But they're now getting a bit of time and space on the ball again. And
Lundstrom's being harassed here by Abel Ruiz, and he has to give it back to Goldston in order to get it clear. And McGregor kicks it out towards Ryan Jack, who's dropped into the right full-back position. It's given to Tavernier. Back in field it goes to Ramsey, who twirls away from danger, flips it to the left-hand side. Bassi comes across, takes it down. The Nigerian moves up towards halfway. He gets there, releases Aribo. Aribo waited for the ball. Paulo Oliveira didn't, snuck in from behind and prodded it clear. And Rangers retain possession well. Good noise continues inside the stadium.
Yeah, the crowd are starting to groan because Bassi, the amount of times he can get the ball out to Barisic quicker.
Tavernier fights off two players, gets into the box. It drops for Ramsey, who juggles with it, sets it back to Tavernier, right on the edge of the D. Sensibly plays it back to Lundstrom. Back out wide to Barisic it goes. His cross into the box, takes a deflection. Tavernier's coming in at the far post, drops for Aribo, might drop the roof, comes back to the edge of the area. Kent lashes it goalwards, it goes behind and away for a goal kick.
Yeah,
what a chance.
Yeah, another chance, just because they get it out to Barisic earlier. Lundstrom out to Barisic, puts a cross in, causes problems, and Kent lashes it and Broad should do better, but the space is on the left hand side. Barisic is free, and Bassi needs to play it earlier to him.
Carlos Carvajal has just come running down the touchline, almost into the right fullback position as Braga look at it, and he is going absolutely crackers.
Yeah, he's not happy because everything keeps coming down this left hand side. If Rangers realise that they can get it out quickly to Barisic, which Bassi has done here.
Barisic has it on this left hand side, plays it into Kent. Kent lays it off towards the halfway line where Bassi is waiting for it. Bassi, who is one of the most solid performers I think over the course of the season for Rangers, whether he's playing at centre back or at left back. Plays the ball down the right hand side. Tavernier finds Roof, and across comes David Carmo again and just tucks it out safely away for a throw in, and Rangers have possession deep inside Braga's territory once more. And it's with Ryan Jack and Bassi having to stride towards the ball because it was a little bit short. Goldston back to Jack once again, deep inside his own half, then plays it up to the halfway line. Ramsey has to go backwards. Bassi has to control the ball out of the sky, manages to do it, but he was under pressure from Andre Castro. Finds McGregor, and Braga just trying to squeeze up a little bit as Rangers look to come forward, but Al-Masrati has pinched it and he's played it down the left, and Castro has found Ricardo Horta. Horta to strike from the edge of the area, didn't catch it at all well, flies over the top of the crossbar. He claims that he should have had a corner because of a deflection. Don't think it took one, it's a goal kick.
No, never a deflection, but it comes from Ryan Jack, select pass into Ramsey, and Al-Masrati just goes and nicks it, plays it into him, and he goes and has a shot over the bar, but no, it wasn't a corner. But Rangers just have to watch what they're doing, playing that little square pass into Ramsey.
All up towards Roof, who's trying to twist away from David Carmo. Goes all the way back to Matthias, and he manages to clear. 24 gone on the clock. Carlos Carvajal did talk up his young team. In fact, he's been doing that all season, really. He believed they would thrive in this environment. It didn't turn out like that way in the first 5 minutes of the game. They could have been 2-0 behind. But after that, Kemar Roof goal was chalked off. The scoreline remains level on aggregate. It's 1-0 to Rangers on the night, and Kent trying to drift infield, takes on Castro, then turns and goes back outside again. It's given back to Bassi, and then Aribo joins the attack. It's played to Ramsey, and then all the way to Goldston, and then from the centre circle they look to build towards the right side. It's collected now by Tavernier. Infield it goes once more to Jack and then Ramsey, and Rangers just enjoying a spell of possession once more, but inside Braga territory this time. Lundstrom back to Ramsey, just right of the centre circle. He'll float one out this near side, and that silk road which Barisic has formed so far in the game. He takes on Castro, produces a cross in towards the near post. Aribo with the flick off. Goalkeeper has to come out, does claim. high above the head of Tavernier, and then goes down and tries to waste a little bit of time. We've seen that this week as well.
Oh yeah, we've seen that, especially in that Man City Atletico Madrid game. But it's good play of Barisic. He gives you that great energy going up and down that left-hand side. Kane wants to come and play. Ramsey sees the switch, and Barisic he's got good quality on that left-hand side. But Rangers need to use it more because it's there. Castro doesn't want to go back the pitch with Barisic every time. Midfielders don't want to defend all the time. So if Rangers can get out quickly to Barisic, the space and the opportunity to put crosses in with Braga vulnerable. You've seen where the second the VAR goal come from, then it was down the left hand side, so that's the opportunity Rangers will get.
Matthias had a problem in the first leg which required a bit of an injury time out, and he's having a bit of treatment here away to our left, the Braga goalkeeper. It's also provided Carlos Carvajal with an opportunity just to give his troops a little bit of a talking to, Charlie.
Yeah, obviously it's a big game away from Europe. It's not the start that they wanted, and this is an opportunity after 25 minutes to give his team a rest, to get information onto them, to make them calm and relaxed and give them problems, because Rangers have caused them problems so far, and they just need to keep doing what they're doing.
You may well have already heard on TalkSport tonight, a thrilling game involving Leicester City. They beat PSV Eindhoven to get through to a first ever European semi-final in the Conference League. And over on TalkSport right now, it's West Ham against Lyon. It's still goalless in that game. And if you're wondering what Ali McCoist, the Rangers legend, thinks about the start that Rangers have made to this game, well, you'll be able to hear him tomorrow morning live on Breakfast. He joins Ray Parlour, Trevor Sinclair and Natalie Sawyer 6 till 10 tomorrow morning live on TalkSport. TalkSport Breakfast streaming live on the TalkSport Edge as well, so you get to watch it as well now if you want to. It's on the TalkSport Edge app. You can download that from the Google Play or the Apple iPhone store. 27 gone, we're back underway.
Typical McCoist. He said to me, I'll buy you a coffee at the match. Nowhere to be seen.
I haven't seen him either.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was after he did him a turn this morning as well.
I know, 7:30.
7:30. Kent out towards the right side, floating the ball to Ramsey. Ramsey brings it down, but his cross is a poor one. Flashing it right the way through the 18-yard box. Too high for anybody to get on the end of, and it goes straight behind and away for a goal kick away to our left.
I can see what he was trying to do. Just nobody never gambled to the back post. Roof went front post and he played it to the back, but great chance from Rangers. Kent switch of play and they're getting opportunities. That's important. They're showing the intent that they never showed in the first leg.
Great start to the game here at Ibrox. Rangers thought they were 2-0 ahead, but it was only 1. But that, even so, is a great start to the game for them to take the lead inside the first minute of the match. I think it was 1 minute and 10 seconds by the time it bulged the net away to our left-hand side. The goal coming from their captain, James Tavernier, whose position actually has been under examination. Let's just put it that way. Not because they think they might replace him this season, but next season, as Rangers look to build, they might look at that area of the pitch.
Everybody thought about that. Everybody said he's probably not what they expected. The Rangers can. Listen, he's been incredible. His numbers have been sensational since he come in the door. Listen, we all go through bad moments and spells, and that's what happens. It's how you react. And he reacts in the right way. You know you can depend on him. He comes out with big goals. He's done that in Europe. He's done it in the league. And tonight, when needed, after a minute, he goes and scores the goal.
I promise you, he is a right back, but he's also scored his 13th goal of the season tonight.
It's incredible.
Here is Goldston sending it down the right, looking for the run of Ramsey. Thought he should have had a foul, didn't quite get one. He's got the ball back now. Now it's with Tavernier, who tries to take on Orta. Orta is beaten to it by Tavernier. Lovely crosses to the centre. Roof is trying to get there. It's smuggled behind by the retreating Paulo Oliveira, and smuggled behind is the right word, because he just about got his chest on that and steered it out for a corner kick. Another one to Rangers on the far side.
Yeah, no, it's having a great delivery and good defending from the defender. And Rangers just have to go put pressure on here. Barisic's going to put an in-swinger in here. Rangers look a lot bigger than Braga in set plays.
I said another one. Actually, it's the first corner of the game, and Rangers going to deliver it from the far side. And it'll be whipped in left-footed. Barisic looking to get that ball into the 6-yard box. Didn't have enough curl or whip, or
that's what you want away from home. Your goalkeeper to come and take the first catch at that corner. Just calm things down. And give your defenders a confidence, especially after losing the goal after a minute.
Had a bit too much air on it, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it was not Barisic's best delivery. He normally puts good delivery, good pace onto it.
Charlie Adam, who knows a thing or two about set-piece deliveries, is alongside us in the commentary box. We were reminiscing earlier about a goal you scored at Stamford Bridge, weren't we?
Yeah, and good commentary that you done. No, listen, they're great games and great place to score a goal like that, and you could. When the day finally comes to retire, you look back and you recall the goals that you scored.
Well, you didn't take too long to recall that one. I think I just said to you, how far out was it? And you went 67 yards.
Oh, no, I've got that one in the head. You never forget the good ones.
30 minutes on the clock. It's Rangers 1, Braga 0, 1-1 on aggregate. Here's Aaron Ramsey trying to jink his way down the right. Plays it into Aribo. Lovely touch. He's inside the area. Left-footed strike. Hits the defender. Comes back to him. Can he get another one away? He can. It's blocked by Almus Ratti. Out to the edge of the box. There was lots of space for Barisic on this left-hand side. They didn't quite use it, Rangers. But two good shots from Aribo inside the penalty area. The ball breaks out towards the right, and Kent, who switched wings momentarily, left-footed in-swinger towards the near post, punched away by Mateus. Lundstrom miskicks it, but they're still on the attack. Barisic has got it back again on this left-hand side. Lundstrom comes over. Barisic wants it. He's got it. He's in the left-wing position now. In behind Fabiano, who's struggling to get back at him. He's beaten into the ball. The ball's run out of play. It's another corner.
It's a brilliant pass from Ramsey and a great take from Aribo. It's two efforts, two great blocks, but the recycler, Lundstrom has a half attempt shot, but falls straight for him, gets it out wide to Barisic, and now they've got another corner.
And here they come again. Blue shirts flooding towards the edge of the Braga box. Tavernier comes towards the near touchline, places the ball on the edge of the quadrant in front of the Rangers ultras, who are banging their drum away to our left-hand side. A little grimace from Tavernier, then a raise of the right hand as he aims the ball in towards the near post, towards Aribo, flicks it on at the back post. It's hit the top of the crossbar from the boot of Roof. What a wonderful, really brilliantly choreographed move. A corner from Tavernier, flicked on by Aribo. At the back post was Rook, and he hit the underside of the bar.
Oh, what a miss. I've got to say, he's got to score that. The form he's in, hat-trick at the weekend, he's got to be scoring that. It's a great delivery, Tavernier, flick on Aribo, and Roof round the back.
Another corner, the third of the game. Tavernier takes it deeper this time, in towards the far post, looking for Golson. It's headed away by the Braga defence. It's collected by Ramsey. Ramsey now on the right angle of the penalty area. Lundstrom going down towards the byline. It's only half cleared by Almus Ratti, and he's given it straight back to Rangers for a throw-in, level with the edge of the 18-yard box. They're complaining, Braga, that it should be their throw, but the referee from France is having none of it. 33 gone. Roof has just had a brilliant opportunity to make it 2-0.
Oh, what a big chance for Roof. You'd expect him to score to your number 9.
They come down the right, collected by Tavernier, back to the edge of the area. Lundstrom into Ramsey, couldn't quite take it into his body, stretched and lost it, cleared away to halfway. You're still getting over that miss, aren't you?
Yeah, the form he's in, you'd expect him to score. It might have bounced up too high from, but it's a good the delivery from Tavernier compared to what Barris put in first one was a great delivery. Aribo flick and Roof gets round the back, but my centre forward, I expect him to score.
Well, Braga thought that they were wrong last week when they had a goal disallowed and they hit the post. They thought their margin of victory should have been greater last week. Well, Rangers have scored, had one disallowed and hit the crossbar in this game. So I think we can say, at the way it is right now, everything's pretty even.
Yeah, it is. But on this performance that Rangers have shown tonight compared to last week, they're a totally different side.
Absolutely.
They've dominated from start to finish, the possession, every chances.
Yeah. The only difference is where it was even last week in terms of the share of the match. It certainly hasn't been very even here at all tonight. And actually, there's a bit of a kick-off over on the far side involving Ryan Jack and Andre Orta, which the referee has been very quick to put out, and it goes out for a throw-in over on the far side. It remains 1-0 to Rangers, live on TalkSport 2 tonight. Remember, the FA Cup semi-finals, Crystal Palace, Chelsea and Manchester City, Liverpool, live on TalkSport the weekend. The ball has just drifted towards Alan McGregor, who's come out very smartly. He made 11 saves in the game here earlier in the season against Red Star in the previous round of this competition. I don't think he's had to make one tonight so far.
No, it's been very comfortable for him, but listen, he's 40 years of age, his performance.
Aribo onto Kent. Kent gets to the byline, produces a cross in towards the near post, and Palmer has to head it behind and away for a corner. And once again, they look a little bit unsettled. It's all right, Carlos Carvajal talking up his young team and saying that they will thrive in this environment. The truth is, when you're a young player and you're a young group, in these situations, you're either bulletproof or you can get shaken to your core.
Absolutely, you can see that the top players can handle this pressure. But listen, the Rangers are just playing in behind the Fabiano. He looks like he wants to attack at every opportunity. And Kent, with his movement, is causing them so many problems.
Here is the corner to be taken by Tavernier. What can he produce this time? In towards the near post. Aribo flicks it on. There's no one at the far post this time, and Ruth kicks himself because he knows he should have been in there.
What a delivery from Tavernier. Same as the first delivery put on. Aribo makes a little move from middle of the goals across the front, flicks it on, and Ruth should be around the back. And it's set plays, we talk about it all the time. It could win you a game, but also can lose you a game. But that is 3 great deliveries from Tavernier so far from this left-hand side in-swinger.
It's a couple of brilliant deliveries from James Tavernier, who scored the only goal of the game so far, and he scored it after just 70 seconds of the first half. Rangers leading by a goal to nil on the night. Live on TalkSport 2. Fabiano of Braga in possession, right side in front of his manager, who's wearing a claret overcoat, black trousers and black trainers with white soles. He's been kicking every ball and fidgeting on this near touchline, knowing that his team haven't performed to anywhere near the level he was expecting tonight. They were 8th favourites going into the quarterfinals. They were the lowest in the bookmakers' rankings, Braga, for the title.
They are 19 points behind off the top of the league in Portugal, so you've got to see what level they are. They're not. I don't believe that the level of, let's say, Porto. Listen, they must have played very well to beat Porto and Lisbon and teams like that.
Given away by Andre Orta, capitalised on by Ramsey, and it's up towards Kent and then Roof gets into the area, tries his shot, drags it well wide, and it was never really troubling Mateus in the Braga goal, but it was interesting to see the reaction of the Braga players to that rather casual pass by Andre Orta, which set Rangers on the attack.
Yeah, it was a good chance from Ruth. He could probably took it again on his left-hand side, but he felt that if he took his shot earlier, he'd have a chance.
Oh, they've won it back again, Rangers high up inside opposition territory. Here's Kent with a header towards the far corner, grabbed by Mateus. And he comes out and grabs it rather easily. There's a decent blighted ball in from the right-hand side, and Kent just rose but could not get enough power in the header to steer it beyond the goalkeeper, Charlie.
Not like that man Benzema. The quality of his header in the Champions League. But no, it's a great ball from Ramsey into Kent, and he hits the target, but just not enough power on the header.
So much more creativity and zip about Rangers tonight as they come forward once again looking for another goal. The next goal, if they were to get it, would put them in front in the tie for the first time and push them into favouritism to qualify and play Leipzig in a semi-final of the Europa League. Can they achieve that tonight? Here is Lundstrom, back to Bassi. Bassi travels and then nudges the ball into Goldson. Goldson clips it to the right, collected by Jack. Jack into Lundstrom. Lundstrom runs into traffic, almost lost the ball. He did lose the ball, but actually Rangers won it back very quickly. And with 6.5 minutes to go before half-time, they're on the attack once again. Bassi coming forward, fires the ball into Roof, who's crunched from behind by Paulo Oliveira. And then there's a problem over on this right-hand side for their striker, Abel Ruiz, who's gone down in front of the dugouts. He's claiming that he is injured. He's just giving it a little rub, that left leg there, that bit just below the knee. Probably need a couple of seconds, I think.
I think it's come from Batu. He tried to whip a pass into Roof. I think he caught Ruiz there, and they're playing the game, just calming it down. They're under a little bit of pressure away from home in Europe. 6 or 7 minutes to go to half-time.
It's not quite Diego Simeone in Atletico Madrid, but
Carvajal's telling his defenders to head the ball a bit ducking, so there's little signs of Simeone there.
Yeah. But there'll certainly be some dark arts employed, I think, by whoever gets themselves in front of this game as it goes on. 1-0 to Rangers at the moment, 1-1 on aggregate. Still no clearer to knowing who is going to go through in this game. Braga have lost all of their previous trips to Scotland. They haven't had a great start to this one. Ball sent forward, out towards the left, and it's aimed out towards Ryan Kent. Doesn't quite reach him, goes back towards the goalkeeper Mateus, and his clearance isn't great. Barisic high up, wins the header, and they're just pegging Braga back inside their own half, keeping them at arm's length, making sure that they are very much kept away from the Rangers half of the field.
The difference from the first leg to the second leg is just so much different, night and day. The Rangers are playing with a bit of a lot of, not an arrogance, but a swagger, yeah, they're enjoying themselves, they've got the crowd behind their back. But listen, Braga done the job. This is the first defeat Rangers have ever had in Europe against the Portuguese team. Yep. So, you know, the stats were very in Rangers' favour, but Braga got that goal, and the Rangers never played well, and tonight you've seen a different Rangers team. It's just now, can they keep their head, keep the patience, and wait for the opportunity to get that second goal.
Leon 0, West Ham 1, Craig Dawson with the goal. And West Ham in front, away from home. Set piece, I'm going to guess.
Yeah, did you see there's a thing on the internet this morning, Balan Dawson.
He's been brilliant for them.
He's been sensational.
Long ball, brilliant ball, up to Roof, on the edge of the area, he's taken it down, he's gone down by Tomeno, penalty for Rangers. Tomeno nudged Roof onto the floor. It was one long ball right up the middle of the pitch. It caught out the Braga defence. Tomeno put his hands on Roof. He took no second invitation to go down. He went down. The red card is out. Braga are down to 10 men. They're crumbling at Ibrox. And Rangers have got a great chance to go ahead just before half-time.
Oh, it's a long ball, poor defending from Braga. They get caught wrong side, Roof's in. He uses the experience, he gets his touch, he gets his body in front, and the defender's got to make a challenge. Makes a challenge, penalty against them, red card. And if Tavernier can stick this away, 2-0 up, 5 minutes to go to half-time, and it puts Rangers in a great place.
Well, VAR will check it. They will see whether or not a clear and obvious error has been made. Well, if you go back to the Aaron Cresswell sending off against Lyon in the first leg of the West Ham quarter-final, this was a lot clearer in terms of whether or not he was the last man. He certainly was. It was the denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. I'd be very surprised to see this overturned.
Yeah, no, I think this is more clear and obvious that it's a penalty and it's a red card. He needs to get off the pitch.
Yeah, he's being told to leave the pitch. Off you go. Definitely a penalty. Definitely a sending off. Braga are down to 10 men, and James Tavernier, who has taken several key penalties in this competition, is facing Mateus for the chance to put Rangers into a 2-goal lead at Ibrox in the Europa League quarter-final second leg. For the first time they can go ahead in the tie here. He's addressed the ball once, he's taken 3 steps back, then he's gone up to it again, and he's counting his steps once again as the referee just checks that everybody is outside the perimeter of the penalty area. Tavernier usually favours going to the goalkeeper's left in Europe. Mateus is crouched. There was a little encroachment there which the referee didn't like. There's a serious delay to this penalty being taken, which is amping up the pressure on Tavernier. Will he go to the goalkeeper's left once again? They're trying to delay the penalty, the Braga players here. Tavernier now puffs his chest out, arms astride his body, a little run up, right-footed down the middle, and Rangers have a 2-goal lead now. They're not going to rule that one out. Straight down the middle of the goal, and roared on by an electric Ibrox. Rangers have a 2-goal lead before half-time, and they are favourites now to go through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. Rangers 2, Braga 0. James Tavernier at the double.
That's what you need from your captain. Step up, pressure penalty. The Braga players are playing the mind games. Tavernier up through the middle, 2-0 to Rangers, and this place is ready to go. Huge moment in the game, that red card. Massive now, just before half time, a red card, 2-0.
What a night to be at Ibrox. And it's a first half that dreams are made of.
Oh, it's been a phenomenal first half from Rangers. There's so many people who doubted them. Are they good enough? Are they capable? They were delighted with the draw that the Braga. You expect the Rangers to beat, but you've got to go in the pitch and perform, and so far Rangers players, they've done that, and they're 2-0 up, and Braga have got 10 men, so they have to now try and keep putting the pressure on and try to get that third goal and kill the time.
2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half, this electrifying first 45 minutes, this exhilarating first 45 minutes. They've got 2-on-2 again here, Rangers, going forward, and Rufus held the ball up really well this time, with his back to go on the edge of the D. He plays it back to Aribo. It goes out wide towards the right, collected by Jack plays it infield to Ramsey, who scoops it forward unconventionally. It's handed away by Carmo to the far side, but Jack won't let anybody dawdle or dwindle, and he knocks Ricardo Orta off the ball, and it's out for a free kick over on the far side. Leon Neal, West Ham 2, Declan Rice.
Oh, it's great. Listen, it's two big performances from the British teams tonight. What a performance from Rangers here, but also Leon, West Ham, 3-1 up.
Barcelona 0, Frankfurt 2.
The British team's going to win this competition. The name is on it for a British team. What a performance so far from both teams.
Hey, if those scorelines stay like that, we're going to have one hell of a night out in Glasgow tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a sensational. What a performance so far from Rangers.
They don't shut the bars early here, do they?
Oh no, they don't close.
Here the ball is on the right hand side. Fabiano has it. Back to Mateus in the right full-back position, clips it down the right touchline. It's won by Lundstrom, who with a high foot just gets in front of Orta. It'll be interesting to see what Carlos Carvajal does at half-time, because they've gone to a back four now because of Tormena being sent off. So they've lost the central defender, but they've committed the same number of players to attack. I suppose they have to, in a way.
Listen, the tie's over. You may as well go and lose 4 or 5-0 and have a goal. So they're going to have a goal, get in at half-time, regroup a little bit, and hopefully they can maybe get a set play. But the problem is, we've not gotten Rangers half enough to get a set play and cause Rangers problems. Rangers have been phenomenal from start to finish, and the referee's just blowing the whistle.
Well, Rangers' form has slipped because of injuries and suspensions recently, but there's something about Ibrox, there's something about the Europa League, there's something about Ibrox and the Europa League that brings the best out of Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's men. The next 4 days might be defined as squeaky bum time, but at least the first 45 minutes have been fruitful. They lead by 2-0 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate, and Braga are down to 10 men. James Tavernier with the first goal inside the first 2 minutes, and the second from the penalty spot just before half-time means that at the break it's Rangers 2, Braga 0, and my word, Charlie Adam, I don't think if we'd have sat down and wrote a fairy tale first 45 minutes, it could have got much better than that.
No, it's been phenomenal, Sam. It's great to be here. The atmosphere, the performance from Rangers from the first minute to the 45th minute has been incredible. Putting Braga under pressure, making them defend, and obviously they had the VAR goal, but 2-0, they're in a great position now. Calm heads, get out first into half-time and regroup and look forward to the second half.
Well, what a first half it was, and it started so brilliantly with Rangers taking the lead inside the first 2 minutes. As soon as the whistle went, they went at the Braga back line, a young Braga team who were unsettled by the noise and the cacophony and the vibrancy of Ibrox on these great European nights. In particular, Barisic seemed to be getting so much joy down that left-hand side.
Yeah, it's just the way we were the 3-5-2, the Fabiano's getting pushed so back into a back five with Kent's movement that allows Barisic to get space up on this left-hand side, and all Barisic has to do is keep feeding him, get it out to him early, and he'll be able to cause problems. And they've done that with Kent's movement. He coming short to go long, and allowing Barisic putting great deliveries into the box apart from one corner, but all the space is coming down this, all the big chance are coming down this left-hand side from Rangers.
Well, one of the things we must mention as well is that the fact that it's 2-0 to Rangers is a magnificent result at half-time, and stuff of dreams for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, but it could have been so much more. Rufus hit the underside of the crossbar, and he's had a goal disallowed.
Yeah, I've got 5 big chances written down here. Obviously the 2 goals, the offside, the VAR goal. and 2 Tavernier deliveries from corners. The Rebo flicks one, Roof hits the bar, and the other one that goes straight past the post. So 5 big chances, but Rangers have got 2 goals, and down to 10 men, you'd expect Rangers now to go on and win this, with more conviction.
We'll get David Tapp's thoughts in just a few moments. Ian Abrahams will tell us what's happened in the first half in Lyon, and we'll reflect on what has been a fabulous 45 minutes here at Ibrox, where at half-time it is Rangers 2, Braga 0, 2-1 to Rangers on aggregate. So both teams are out for the start of the second half, and there are going to be changes at the start of the second half. Francisco Moura warmed up prior to the start of the second 45, and we're just waiting for him to join the fray. I think we're still, a man light, we are, even by Braga's standards, and they're playing with 10 men in this second half. We're still waiting for an extra body. We've only got, there he is, Francisco Moura, about to come on as a half-time substitute, an extra defensive body, and he's replaced Andre Horta, who was playing in midfield in that first 45 minutes. So, are they going to go back to a back 3? It certainly looks like they might, with Rodrigo Gomez going out to the right-hand side, Moura coming out to the left-hand side, and 3 centre-halves, including Fabiano, at the start of the second half. What do you make of that?
Yeah, listen, I said this before half-time. Braga have got nothing to lose. The tie is over. So you have to try and go and throw everything at it, and that's going forward. You can win it, you can get yourself back in next 10 minutes, or Rangers could kill this tie in the next opportunity. We're big
Arrigo onto Roof, inside the area from the first kick of the second half. He twists, he tries to get the shot away, he's wrestled to the floor, the ball spills out from underneath him, and it's cleared away by Braga and out towards this near touchline. It remains Rangers 2, Braga 0. Ryan Jack with a sliding tackle in front of the dugouts down in front of us. They want to take the throw in quickly, but it's too far ahead of where it was supposed to be by Ricardo Horta. The referee from France says back to the halfway line, please. So I'll go through the 2 11s for you. Well, an 11 and a 10 now. McGregor is the Rangers goalkeeper. It's Tavernier, Golson, Bassi and Barisic, Lundstrom and Jack in midfield, and Ramsey, Aribo and Kent behind Roof in attack. They were in blue shirts, white shorts and black socks. I thought it was a foul throw actually by the Braga defender David Carmo on this near side. He is one of 3 central defenders again in front of Mateus, the goalkeeper, who also are Fabiano, Paulo Oliveira and David Carmo. Gomez playing as right wing back, Moura at left wing back, Castro and Masrati in the centre. Horta will play a little bit deeper in this half behind Abel Ruiz. They've only got 10 players because Vitor Tormena was sent off after denying a clear goal-scoring opportunity for Kemaru right at the end of the first half, and it's 2-0 to Rangers.
Yeah, no, I think also the Tormena one going off as well for set plays is big. He's a big player, he's got a good height, and it now leaves Carmo is the only really one that's got a bit of presence in defence.
Yeah, Carmo right up there in terms of height, 6'5", but as you say, Tormena was the only other one that's around that sort of height, isn't he? That stature at the heart of the defence, and now a lot will come down to Carmo. They weren't particularly good at dealing with aerial balls in the first half anyway, when they had the full complement.
No, because listen, they played
Rangers.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that West Ham result. I'm shocked, and I'm waiting for you to come and tell us the score.
Jared Bowen has just scored for West Ham United. 3-0 away in Lyon, David Moyes' team. Here comes Abel Ruiz at the other end for Braga as they attack the goal away to our left. Rodrigo Gomez takes over, right-footed. Across comes Tavernier, gets in front of Horta but doesn't dispossess him. Ball is sent wide, it's crossed into the box too close to McGregor. And it's his first real save of the match, and it's not really a save to be honest with you, or anything to write home about. He catches the ball and just smashes it upfield towards Kemar Roof. Roof keeps it in right side, then loses control, goes out to wait for a throw into Braga. 2-0 to Rangers. They've got to use their game management, they've got to use their brains here because they could be heading through to European semi-final. They're on the different side of the draw to West Ham, so they won't play them until they reach the final, should they reach the final. At the moment, it's going to be Eintracht Frankfurt against West Ham and Leipzig against Rangers.
So an all British final and all German final.
We'll take the all British one, I think.
Absolutely. So now, let's say big chance that McGregor there spotted Roof 1v1 at the back, goes long kicking, and unfortunately Roof couldn't control it to go to the pitch. But they're the moments when you think that if Rangers can get it back in play quick, and Braga switching off with set plays or throw-ins and goal kicks, things like that, to get them back under pressure again. Use this crowd and this atmosphere to get the tempo of the game up again.
Rangers have lost 21 of the 26 European ties in which they were defeated on the road in the first leg. 3 times they've overturned it when they lost the first away leg 1-0, and the last time that happened was against Maritimo, a Portuguese side, but they had to go through penalties in order to do it. It looks a little bit more comfortable at the moment, but there's still a long way to go. Lovely ball up to Ramsey, who takes the ball down the edge of the area well, but doesn't deal with it particularly well. Ends up being cleared by Braga, and it's picked up by Tavernier, who's high up inside opposition territory. Across goes Castro and manages to stab it into the path of Ricardo Horta, whose long ball is being chased by Abel Ruiz, but Bassi is there, and Bassi will deal with that and smash it to halfway. Quickly the ball is recycled out to the right. Ricardo Horta gets a decent touch on it. Jack surrounds him. Tavernier comes across. Horta throws himself to the ground. Referee says play on, and Francisco Mora charges forward, but Rangers win the ball, and Aribo trying to escape the clutches of Al Masrati manages to turn him. Referee plays the advantage. Jack steams forward into opposition territory. Aribo's got it now. He gets to the edge of the D. He sits it left-footed and tries to put it into the bottom corner, but he couldn't quite bring it back from outside of the post to inside. And as he struck the ball left-footed, just a foot off the floor, there was real danger for Braga, and they were delighted to see it whistle past the post.
Brilliant play from Aribo. Great, that's what Aribo's good at. When he gets your body in front, he can turn you. He turns Al Musrati in the middle of the park, plays into Jack, gets another 1-2, a little shimmy at the edge of the box, and he just puts it past the post. It's brilliant to see Aribo when he's in that form, in midfield, using his legs, his strength to get by people.
51 minutes on the clock. The night has befallen Glasgow. The floodlights are on, burning into the lush green playing surface, and if you've never been to Ibrox before, it is a special arena. It is some sight. There were originally 3 independent stands apart from this main one that we are in, but 2 of the corners have been filled in now opposite us, and now it's an absolutely magnificent arena of 2 tiers all the way around. Apart from the main stand that we are sitting in, the Bill Struth main stand on the gantry, there are 3 tiers here, and it may be the most aged of the 3, but it certainly has the most character.
And inside the building is incredible. The trophy room, the blue room, the things, it's a special club. The marble stairs coming up through the main entrance.
Yeah, the wood panelled halls as you walk in and walk up the corridors.
But they've changed a little bit of that.
Steve, I tried to sneak into that box behind us here where they were putting on that wonderful spread.
Yeah,
and that was all wood panelled.
A lot of it is wood panelled downstairs. But Stephen, when he came into the football club, he changed a little bit the traditional, the old book room and things like that, and he changed it into a coach's office. But it's much better and going forward.
Here is Ryan Kent winning the ball well in midfield, plays it brilliantly out to the right, throws it through an arm and a needle to Ramsey on the edge of the area. He tries to turn, he's got some support in Jack, but he decides to go left to Barisic instead and picks out a brilliant ball down by the byline, across from Barisic into the centre. Rufus going up there, comes back to the edge of the box, Lundstrom strikes it, and he struck a brilliant goal against Dortmund from distance. Didn't quite get over that one. It goes over the bar and away for a goal kick away to our right hand side. What's never changed about Ibrox is the noise.
The atmosphere is always incredible. But going back to Aaron Ramsey, he's just stretching his right hamstring there a little bit. But good composure. It's good to see Ramsey playing well with a smile on his face, because I've been fortunate enough to play against him many times, and he's a wonderful footballer.
Well, the kick by Mateus was closed down by Roof. He's put himself about a bit as well tonight, hasn't he? Really got around as the lone striker.
Sorry to interrupt, but we said that the difference between Roof and Morelos obviously not playing tonight.
Kent into the box again, away by Carmo, picked up by Ricardo Horta on the edge of his own penalty area, and it's cleared away from the left full-back position by Francisco Mora, but given straight back to Rangers, who have a man advantage, have a goal advantage on aggregate as well. At the moment they're going through to the semi-final, what is going to be an historic night in Glasgow. Golson on to Lundstrom, flicks the ball over towards the far side. There's space for Kent once again. He allows it to run across his body, gets it onto his left foot, runs at Fabiano, gets on the outside of him, into the penalty, shoots the cross. Arriving was Ramsey, hit the back of his head, and it's half cleared. Back to Jack, who's on the edge of the D, still coming forward, a slip over by Tavernier. He still retains possession, but I think he committed the foul. Was it a handball on the edge of the box? It's going to be a free kick to Braga.
No, brilliant play there. The Jack playing it out to Tavernier, and he slipped but done a roll at the same time and caught the ball with his hand. But the atmosphere's electric. You know, the players are keeping on the foot on the gas to try and get this third goal to kill the tie off.
And much of their problems in the Cinch Premiership have come about because of a lack of composure in the big games, but they've won 3 of the last 4 European matches, Rangers. But Braga have only failed to score in 1 of their last 12 Europa League matches, and if they were to get a goal, we'd be heading to extra time.
Yeah, listen, it would be a blow, but you know, for Rangers at the moment, to play a team that has scored their second top goal scorers in the Europa League and show the dominance that they've shown in this game so far, you know, it's been brilliant. But like you say, it's important they get this third goal to really kill the tie.
Yeah, and don't concede one. That is imperative. They are playing against a team with 10 men, but it must be said that they were this dominant even with 11 opponents. Ball clipped down the right, chested on by Ramsey, away by Carmo. Andre Castro tries to win it, but Aribo is ratting around him, and he's won the ball with help from Ramsey. He's brought down 10 yards outside the box. The referee hasn't given the foul. He wants to play on, plays the advantage. I thought the linesman was going to tell him to do so, and then Roof comes steaming across on this near side. A brilliant tackle, so superbly timed, and echoes of Roof go around this stadium. 55 on the clock, 2-0 to Rangers. All out on this near side. Rangers have already performed miracles in Europe this season. They've sent Borussia Dortmund packing with a 6-4 aggregate win. They won 3-0 here against Red Star Belgrade, who were better than Braga in the group stage actually. Red Star finishing top of that group. Braga weren't particularly good on their travels and haven't been particularly good on their travels in the Europa League this season, and they haven't been particularly good tonight so far.
No, I think from start to finish so far, Rangers have dominated, but you can't switch off. A set play or one moment of madness, you know, can cost Rangers.
A throw-in has been given over on the far side in the left full-back area for Barisic, and then they converted it to a free kick because there was a foul by Gomez on the far side. The referee giving the Rangers a decision which the supporters away to our left rather liked, I think. Meanwhile, the drum continues to bang, the flags continue to wave, and Rangers continue to go on the attack. Ramsey can't reach a long ball which is aimed up to him to the edge of the area. It runs out on this near side, and Francisco Mora will take it away. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst standing on the right angle of his technical box, just trying to gesticulate to Golson and Jack and to Lundstrom where he wants them positioned. Bassi turns it back to Golson. Out wide it goes to Tavernier, and then into Jack and Golson, who sees it all the way back to his goalkeeper Alan McGregor. The experienced Scotland goalkeeper who clips it to the halfway line. McGregor, who has made more saves than any other goalkeeper in the Europa League, and he's taken the night off tonight.
Yeah, no, listen, he's been phenomenal this season. The big saves, big moments against Dortmund and even Red Star here. He had some big saves, but tonight so far he hasn't had much to do, and let's say with that defence in front of him, he'll be delighted with that.
Good takedown by Rodrigo Gomez over on the far side for Braga. He runs up towards Kent and then sends the ball further wide to Fabiano. Fabiano gets the ball back again and then tries to dart infield. His way is blocked by Aribo and by Kent, and then it spills out towards this near touchline, and Francisco Mora tries to run between a tight blue gap. It's robbed by Ramsey. They turned it over, and now they're on the attack. As he releases it down the right channel looking for Kemar Roof, he's fouled, but the decision doesn't go his way, and a throw-in is given to Braga instead.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit tired. 60 minutes gone, he's coming up to 60 minutes, he looks a little bit tired, so I can see maybe Rangers making that sort of change to keep him fresh for the weekend.
A little change for Braga as well, and Vitinho is going to come on. And Vitinho was sent off at the weekend, so this is the second time just before half-time in a row that they've had to play with 10 men, Braga. They won 1-0 against Vizela at the weekend. Can they get a goal back in this game? Vitinho will hope to pay back his teammates tonight. He's about to come onto the field of play. Here is Ryan Kent taking the ball down towards the left-hand side. He moves into the penalty area, and then on the overlap on the left is Barisic, who's crossing to the box, is half steered away. Jack can't get there. It's away by Orta inside the D. Out wide it goes to Lundstrom, who takes it down the touchline. He travels infield now and gives it to Ryan Jack. Jack flicks the ball into the box. Ramsey was waiting for it. Comes to Roof. He can't grab hold of it. Back to Jack again. Out wide it goes. Tavernier takes over in the right wing position. Jack has it back again. Seen a lot of touches of the ball in recent times. Back wide it goes. Onto Tavernier's right foot. He curls the ball, arcs it deep to the far post. Taken down by Ken inside the area brilliantly. Gets across into the box. Roof is there with a header. It's cleared away by Carmo. Comes back to Tavernier, who's on a hat-trick. Hits it against the chest of the defender Al-Mazrati, who takes it wide towards the near side and attempts to clear. Half-hearted shouts for a handball, not given by the referee. Tavernier comes back again. It goes to the edge of the penalty area. Ramsey pops it down the right. It's a poor ball and it's cleared away. Looks like Medeiros is coming on as well here. Two changes, attacking ones for Carlos Carvajal.
Yeah, they're trying to look to go forward. Two attacking substitutions coming, but good play from Rangers. Relentless in trying to get that third goal. Brilliant, poor ball from Tavernier really, and a great take from Ken, showing his touch. Turns Fabiano inside out, and a little cross, and Roof just could not get on target.
Ball cleared by Carmo against the boot of Ryan Jack. Here are the changes, and Rodrigo Gomez is coming off, and on comes Medeiros. The other change is going to be the introduction of Vitinho, who is going to come on for Abel Ruiz. And that's a like-for-like change. It does show that Carlos Carvajal hasn't given up the ghost just yet.
No, you can't give up. So it's still half an hour to go. They need one goal to get themselves back in it. But if they do open up, it's important that Rangers do take that opportunity to stretch the game and get themselves a third goal.
Surely that was a foul throw by Francisco Moura. He's literally running with the ball and almost jumping somersault style. Oh, that's a volley from the edge of the box, which Orta didn't catch quite right. It almost went over McGregor's head. But it was certainly a foul throw on this near touchline. It's the second time that's happened, and Giovanni Van Bronckhorst just turned to the fourth official and said, any chance?
That's what the VAR would be for, if you get the opportunity. But no, it's the referee's got to spot things like that straight on and not allow it to happen, because the players maybe switch off and it gives them an opportunity.
Still 2-0 to Rangers. Live on TalkSport 2 tonight, and what is a thrilling night of European football across the continent. And the latest scorelines are Atalanta 0, RB Leipzig 2. That finished earlier on, so Leipzig already through. Barcelona 0, Frankfurt 2. Goal from Kostic and Borre separating those two teams. I mean, how Barcelona have found themselves in that sort of situation. It's remarkable, really. West Ham 3-0 up away at Lyon, surely just managing the game out now. And here it's Rangers 2, Braga 0. Rangers want that third goal. Tackle over on the far side. And it was Paulo Oliveira who went wiring into Bassi. There's going to be a free kick in the left wing position for Rangers.
I don't understand why he's moaning. It's a foul in a corner where he's going nowhere, and he dangles right, catches Bassi, and it puts pressure on them. They'd be poor at set plays all night, and there's an opportunity for Tavernier to put good quality into the box.
65% possession for Rangers, 16 shots to 1. 3 shots on target for Rangers, 2 goals, no shots on target so far for the opponents. 4 corners for Rangers, of which they've caused chaos from 3 of them, and now they have a free kick which is basically a short corner. Attacking the goal away to our right hand side. Rangers with Tavernier on the ball, trying to create something. Golson's up from the back, Bassi's in there too, so is Aribo, who likes to make a near post run and flick the ball on. He's done just that, but it's in towards Bassi. It comes back to Kent, who lays it back. He's whacked the post! What a brilliant effort from Golston. Wrapped his foot right around it and he whacked the outside of the post.
Oh, it's another terrific delivery from Tavernier. Bassey puts the pressure on, falls right back to Ramsey, and he sets Golson up for a great effort, and he just wraps it right against the post. But Rangers, it's important that the set plays, you can make a difference here.
Rebo's been really good tonight, hasn't he, behind the striker Roof. Lovely ball back to Lundstrom, who's elevated it beautifully to Ken. Ken inside the area, onto his right foot, strikes it, blocked by the defender. Comes back out towards Barisic, whose delivery is a really good one. It's flicked away by the defender, picked up on the right side by Ramsey, who's committed a foul, which the referee was very quick to blow for. Well, with still 27 minutes to go, Rangers still looking for that third clinching goal. Offside flag up against the new recruit Vitinha, and it's out for a free kick on this near side for Rangers.
Yeah, you can see Tavernier there just telling Golson to hurry up and keep the tempo, keep momentum on, and put pressure on this Braga team, because they'll tire. The extra man that Rangers have got, they need to make it count.
Oh, what a big night it could be for Rangers. The European semi-final for the first time since they played Fiorentina in 2008.
I remember it well.
You were in the squad, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I was just coming back from injury, and we won in penalties. Nacho Novo scored the winner, and I must have run about 50-60 yards to get into that corner.
Here's Ramsey inside the area with a header flying towards the near post. Tries to get on the end of another delicious Barisic delivery from the left-hand side. Brilliant ball in. Ramsey flung himself at the ball, and it was over the top from the Welshman.
Yeah, he's got great quality, Barisic. Not shown it enough this season. He did last year. He's not played to the level of what he is, but tonight I think he's been very, very good. He's shown great energy up and down, and his delivery has been phenomenal so far, and that was a big chance for Ramsey.
Well, you just wonder whether or not there might be a time in the not too distant future where Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has to make a change. The ones he selects are going to be all important, aren't they?
Yeah, listen, he'll be looking.
Oh, lovely touch by Vitinha to run at Golson, but of course comes Lundstrom to put out any fires before they get ablaze. It's up to Aribo, tries to turn. Oh, what a brilliant turn it was. And then he was fouled by Carmo, and it's going to be a free kick on the halfway line to Rangers. We're talking about the possible changes, Charlie, prior to that.
Yeah, listen, he got people like Ramsey, who not played as much in Europe this season, will look to try and get that third goal and kill it off, and then look to Sunday. But at the moment, Braga's still in this match. If the Rangers can't switch off, and great skill there from Aribo. There, when you're 2-0 up and you've got players like Aribo on the pitch, you want to keep feeding him and Ken, because they can make things happen. They can get you fouls, and they give you opportunities to put the ball in the box from set plays.
Lundstrom is going around his teammates, whipping things up, trying to get them to just re-energise a little bit and go to the well one more time. Remember, they've got a massive Scottish Cup semi-final on Sunday against Celtic Rangers as well. That's trying to get through in this game. Roof on the edge of the area, hits the back of his heels. It's cleared away by Paulo Oliveira. Up to the halfway line, Bassey heads it across. Jack gets it back to Golson, and they manage the situation well. Squeeze it out to Tavernier, who's on the right side. He charges forward. He's got options in the middle. Ramsey is one of those. Roof gets to the edge of the area. Couldn't return it to Ramsey. Ramsey actually had some space to turn and run into. Didn't, decide to pop it off instead. And it's gone back to the halfway line. Here is Jack into Aribo, wrestling with Francisco Moura, and Moura has given away a free kick, and it is going to be another opportunity for Rangers to come to a chance on this near side against the 10 men of Braga.
Brilliant play from Aribo. What I said before, we done to Moose Ratty earlier in the first half, where he gets his body and turns him. He done that with Moura there, and got a foul for Rangers. Another opportunity for Barisic to go and put it into a dangerous area.
Barcelona 0, Eintracht Frankfurt 3.
Wow, it's 4-1 on aggregate that now. Looks like game over.
It's Barcelona. We never say never.
But they don't have the special one.
Here is the left-footed delivery by Barisic in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and Aribo is getting up there. Might take a deflection on the way through, and it is going to be a corner. Another one Well, lovely, sumptuous delivery by Barisic once again. And now look at Carvajal screwing up his face. Can't quite believe that it's been awarded as a corner. He's having a go at the fourth official, and the fourth official is explaining that he definitely took a touch. Over on the far side, Rangers placing the ball down inside the quadrant via Tavernier, looking to conjure another opportunity. 68 minutes on the clock.
Opportunity, maybe Ramsey on the edge of the box here if you can see it.
Tavernier in towards the near post. It's looking for Golston, doesn't quite come to him. Now it's come to Ramsey, edge of the 18-yard box, slips it down the right for Lundstrom to return the ball back into Ramsey, down by the bar, slams it into the side netting. What a chance. Just wonder whether or not from that sort of angle, Charlie, we'd better going across the goal.
Yeah, no, he's got to put it across the ball. Great play, great composure by Ramsey on the edge of the box for Lundstrom. Little slip pass. And he's got to go across the goalkeeper, but he tries to go near post and gets it all wrong.
Well, the back page of the Scottish Sun this morning focused on Abel Ruiz, who scored in his debut at Ibrox 2 years ago, and the headline was, "We won't blow it at Ibrox this time." Well, in 21 minutes, the roof is going to come off this place unless the scoreline changes, because it's Rangers 2, Braga 0. And Braga will only look back on this time and think they have blown it, if indeed it stays like this.
Sometimes you're better being quiet until the second leg is over. There's always a chance. He's young and he'll learn from that. But
lovely touch by Aribo. Has set Roof away right from the middle of the pitch. He's in the area, chips the goalkeeper. He's over the top of him, and he's in. Rangers are going to the semi-finals, or are they? Another goal disallowed for offside. Well, the referee's going to have this checked by VAR, but the accusation is that Roof was offside as he sped away, and the celebrations have been dampened down considerably. Well, still the check goes on, but it feels like that goal is going to be chalked off, and it's the second time that Kemar Roof has had the ball in the net, and the second time that he has been denied. VAR going through their goal check. Did it look offside from the naked eye?
I think he's offside. Yeah, he's offside. Yeah. Wonderful finish.
It was a great finish. He scooted over the top of Matthias. It bounced once, and the defenders crawling back.
That's a red card. That's a red card.
Oh, now they've gone up here, and there's all sorts of complaints. The referee is having a word with Medeiros and Francisco Mora. The accusation is that there was an elbow into the forehead of Connor Golston.
I think he's headbutted him.
I think it's a headbutt.
Yeah, I think he goes up, he sees it, Connor comes to win it, and Madeira comes in and tries to head it as well.
Well, still, the consternation's going on about the goal that was disallowed and whether or not it was offside or not. The referee is in communication with his VAR, and he's in communication with his linesman on the near side. From what we understand from the replays, it looks accidental. Both players competing for the ball, and Connor Golston is in need of some treatment as a result of that. McGregor's not happy about it. He thinks it was intentional. Your first scream was red card.
I thought Golston goes up to win it, and I think the striker comes in and actually misses it, but actually headers Connor Golston. It happens so quickly, but knowing an Alan, he would complain for anything, so I wouldn't take his actions.
Well, it doesn't look like there's going to be any retribution apart from the fact that Rangers are going to get the ball back.
A little bit lively, last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it has a bit, and the referee's not happy about the fact that Ricardo Walter is not prepared to give the ball back to Rangers. So the referee's going to do it himself. He's going to give an uncontested drop ball, and they're going to volley it into opposition territory, and it's going to go from there. 73 on the clock. There'll be a couple of minutes added on at the end of the game. Worth reminding you of all the score lines from up and down the Europa League tonight. It's Barcelona 0, Frankfurt 3 with 15 minutes to go. Lyon 0, West Ham 3 with 15 minutes to go. Rangers 2, Braga 0, 2-1 on aggregate. with 15 minutes to go, and Braga have had a man sent off. But it's getting spicier out there, it's getting a little bit amped up, and you just wonder that there only be one moment, Braga, if they were to get a goal, it goes to extra time here. Yeah, there's a lot more distance between the teams in their Barcelona and in the West Ham games. Here, it's still on a knife edge, because although Rangers have been completely in command of the game, one moment of madness can change things. They want the third goal. They need the third goal just to make sure that they can celebrate. They've had the ball in the net 4 times tonight, Rangers. Yeah, here's a long ball forward by Golston, and it's chested down by Paulo Oliveira. Quite a dicey movement, because it looks as if it might roll up his arm at one point and go back to his goalie. Not the surest of touches. Tavernier wins the ball in midfield. Jack gets it back to him, but it was a bit heavy from Jack. Angle wasn't particularly right, and it goes out of play and away for a throw-in.
Yeah, it's come to life, this game. You know, Braga leaving a little bit on goals in there, and you know, the goalkeeper's trying to Mateus is trying to play quick and get up the pitch.
Ball down the left, looking for Francisco Moura. It's taken on by Golston, and then Tavernier drags it down the right side. They want the ball back quickly. The Rangers ball boy is holding on to it. Little wry smile, little nod. He wouldn't throw it back to them. He went, if you want it, I'll come and get it. Here's Fabiano shooting from 40 yards away. No test from McGregor. In fact, the greatest test from McGregor is going to be how he's going to waste his time taking his goal kick. He doesn't. He says, let's get things moving.
Yeah, that probably sums up Fabiano's performance tonight. He's been terrorised, and you know, Kent's been at him all game. He's been brilliant tonight, Kent.
Gone back to a back four again now of Braga, as Rangers look to try and exploit the space that they leave once again. Tipped forward by Fabiano, another poor ball by him. McGregor chests it into the air, takes it down, takes a little touch, then goes, picks it up, bowls it out into Bassi, and they look to build once more. 15 minutes to go. TalkSport. It was flat in Portugal. It was dull in Portugal. But here on TalkSport 2 tonight, it has been electric. It's been vibrant. It's been zestful. It's been non-stop action, and Rangers will feel, when they look at the scoreline, that it doesn't really truly reflect their dominance.
No, they've dominated from start to finish, and you know, they've had the amount of times that the Rangers have looked forward, look dangerous when they've went forward, and unfortunately for them, the VR has gone against them a couple of times tonight. So there's still enough time for Braga, and Rangers just have to keep the foot on the gas and try and get this third goal and kill the tie and allow people to get opportunity and rest for a big game on Sunday.
Aribo down the left for Barisic into the centre, looking for Roof. He rises, he can't quite get on the end of it, so too high this time. Taken down by Jack, right side of the area, attacking the goal away to our right. Move. Blue shirts, white shorts, black socks. Rangers coming forward with Aribo and Tavernier, and they try to combine but don't quite get it right, and it goes out on the near side of the way for a Rangers throw.
Substitution coming for Rangers. Kamara and Wright.
Well, that's an interesting change, isn't it? Because Kamara clearly is going to be brought in to just add a little bit of extra ballast into midfield. I wonder whether or not they might take off Ramsey now.
Yeah, I think Ramsey and Jack will come off, trying to protect him.
Ramsey into the area, trying to skate through, past 3 challenges. He gets past all of them and then goes down. Why on earth would he have gone down if he wasn't fouled, is the question.
It's great feat from Ramsey. He's looked sharp, he's looked very, very bright tonight.
No free kick was given. Aribo now tries to break down the right hand side. He's kept hold of the ball, and now he's been given and penalised for a foul himself. Aribo's not having it at all. He doesn't want to get a yellow card, Aribo, because he'll miss the first leg of the semi-final if he does. He's got to be very, very careful. Well, the 2 changes that Rangers are going to make are strict and ready for action. Glenn Kamara, the Finnish international, 26 years of age, is going to come on. On comes Scott Wright as well, who scored a pivotal goal in the Europa League group stage game in Lyon and came on at half-time at the weekend as they wrapped up Ryan Kent in Cotton Wool.
I was here the night Rangers got beat from Lyon earlier in the group stages, and
it's the only defeat they've had here.
They were sensational. They were phenomenal. I thought, by the way, watching Lyon, I thought these could be the winners of the Europa League this season, but
It's not going to happen now, is it? They're 3-0 down to West Ham at home. Here comes Ricardo Horta against the Rangers team that are leading by 2-0 and 2-1 on aggregate. The shot is deflected away by Lundstrom out to the far side. 12 minutes to go. I think West Ham have scored more goals against Lyon than Lyon have conceded in the rest of the tournament all told. Something like that. I mean, it's like 5 or 6 or something. West Ham have scored 4 against them over 2 legs, but
it just shows the job that David Moyes is doing, isn't it? You know, he's turned the fortunes of that football club round, and how they play, and the mindset of the players and the supporters has been phenomenal.
And, you know, conversely, there have been problems here with the way that Rangers have performed, especially domestically, since Giovanni Van Bronckhorst has taken over, but they're on the front foot tonight. Here's Roof. Down the left it goes. It's sent by Reba towards the far post. Ramsey is there. He smuggles it in. Or does he? Well, he does. But the goalkeeper went with him, and a foul has been given against Aaron Ramsey. And for the 3rd time tonight, Rangers have the ball in the net. Matthias is complaining that he was fouled. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Charlie Adam.
I think Ramsey's got to score, but he runs. His momentum takes him into the goalkeeper and actually just pushes him over the line. And yeah, the goalkeeper's playing a little bit here, but no, it was a big opportunity for Rangers. And Ramsey's coming off.
Ramsey's coming off now, and he's going to be replaced by Scott Wright. Good performance by Aaron Ramsey tonight. Maybe one of the best in a Rangers shirt, you think, Charlie?
Definitely. This has been his best performance tonight. Ryan Jack coming off as well for Glenn Kamara.
Ryan Jack coming off as well, and Glenn Kamara coming on. And it's been a successful night for Aaron Ramsey. The back pages of all the papers in Scotland tonight saying I'm your man, with the "your" written as EUR, because he is promised to produce a big performance tonight. He's certainly done that. I'm just getting a replay of the goal, actually. Lovely ball by Aribo into Ramsey. It just sort of hit him on the inside of the knee, and then oh no,
that's not foul.
I don't think there's much in.
No, I don't think so. What's the goalkeeper done?
The goalkeeper's dropped it in his net, and then because he's dropped it in his net, he's feigned an injury.
But can VAR look at this?
Yeah, they should be looking at it. No confirmation that is what they're doing. There's another change here. I mentioned that Kamara had come on for Jacks. There's 2 substitutions for Rangers. Meanwhile, Mateus is still wasting time in his goal mouth away to his right, our right-hand side. And I'm not entirely sure that's a good idea for Mateus, bearing in mind that there's only 9 minutes left to play. There's going to be another change for Braga. They want to bring on Jean-Baptiste Gorby. Another attacking change. Carlos Carvajal trying to orchestrate things on the near touchline. They know they need a goal. They need a goal to take them through to extra time and force this tie to go longer than it needs to. The last thing Rangers will want is extra time. They'll take if it means going through to the next round of the competition, but they've got a big semi-final at the weekend as well. They want to get this job done. They should have got this job done. They've had the ball in the net countless times tonight. 5 times they've had the ball in the net, but the scoreline is only 2-0. Ball given away loosely by Lundstrom. Needs to win it back here. Fabiano coming forward. Picked up by Castro. Orta strikes it. Blocked by Glenn Kamara in the middle of the pitch. Only half clear. Al Mathrati has got it back again. Towards the right it goes. Fabiano takes over for Braga, who are pushing to try and get an equaliser. Castro round the corner, being trapped by Bassi. Bassi gets his body between man and ball and gives away the first Braga corner of the evening.
Yeah, no, it's poor play from Rangers. The opportunities to clear it there, and they're messing around, and it gives it Braga an opportunity to send everybody in the box.
And send they will. Send they will. Everybody apart from Fabiano. In towards the near post. Carmo's up there with a header, and he's scored, and it's 2-2. And Rangers have been pegged back by a set piece. The first corner of the game. Mateus, the goalkeeper, comes sliding out into the Rangers half and celebrates wildly. The bench erupts. Rangers have been pegged back. It's now 2-2. It's come out of nowhere.
Unbelievable. I said before, you can either win a game or lose a game in a set play, and they switch off. They allow somebody to run in between them, score a goal, And now the pressure is on because Braga are just going to sit in here now and wait for penalties.
83 minutes. Rangers were 7 and a bit minutes away from a semi-final of the Europa League. And then the ball came in from the left-hand side, Yuri Medeiros' delivery, and Carmo just got up so much higher than everybody else. Here comes Wright, edge of the area, trying to attack for Rangers. Cleared away. Bassi wins it, sends it wide towards the left-hand side, given away to Fabiano. They can't lose their heads now, Charlie. They've got to recompose themselves.
No, it's important that they just, regroup. There's enough time here. Just create one chance. And hopefully it falls to the right person.
All of a sudden, Jean-Baptiste Bourby has sat down again and got his bib on because there's no need for them to make a change now. Braga, who are going to force extra time in Govan tonight for 48,894, I thought it was. You said 84, isn't it? I think it's 94. Yeah. Ball goes in right side, in towards Aribo. His header into the air is clutched by the goalkeeper. And Mateus is challenged by Roof. Roof is going to get a yellow card here. He's not one of those on a yellow card. Apparently it was an illegal challenge on the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper who's milking it for all it's worth.
This Braga bench is like Atletico Madrid, you know, when they scored there. They were all over the place.
They were.
The goalkeeper just playing the game here, slowing it down, making sure that they take his time.
Well, it was a real sucker punch from David Carmo. He was the anchor of the defence last week. He has been linked with a move to Liverpool and Arsenal. He is 6'5" tall. And the inquest will, I think, be going on as to how on earth, Charlie, they missed him inside the penalty area.
No, it's incredible. It is. The chances and the opportunities that Rangers have squandered this tonight it's been hard to take, really. Are they looking at VAR for this?
No, not really. I don't think there's any suggestion that it's a red card, but a yellow card has been given to Kemal Roof. I'm just looking to see whether or not I can see how much of a foul it really was, because the ball was nodded down by Aribo. It was saved by Mateus. It was a
coming together, wasn't it, really?
Not much in that. I mean, Mateus obviously has decided to milk it for all it's worth, and it is indeed a yellow card.
Just going back to that set place, Kemal Roof gets done. He gets up, Carmel gets up in front of him, and it's a goal. It's a good header, but that Rangers have got to deal with that. Me personally, I think the Rangers have been poor this season with set plays, and it's something you can definitely cause them problems with. But they just got to regroup, get going again, and let's say get little Kent on the ball.
Here he is, wriggling forward, trying to get over the halfway line. Castro dispossesses him, turns it round the corner, manages to get it out towards the far side. Rangers, well, they've got themselves into such a brilliant position, but they've gifted Braga away back into the game, and it's 2-1 on TalkSport 2, going into possibly extra time at Ibrox tonight. Scott Wright gets it back to his goalkeeper McGregor, who hoofs it clear up over the halfway line. It's down the way by Carmo, but picked up by Ken, who tries to release the ball down the right touchline. Carmo flicks it into the sky. It's out for another throw-in to Rangers. We're 3 minutes away from extra time. No extra time being required in the game at Lyon's huge spaceship arena in the south of France. Lyon 0, West Ham 3, 4-1 on aggregate to West Ham. They're going through to the Europa League semi-finals, their first European semi-final since 1976. Leicester City are through in the Conference League to the semi-finals, and Rangers might need extra time. Right in towards the near post, away by Carmo, out for a corner, and this is where Rangers have been dangerous.
Yeah, big chance. Tavernier with an outswinger here.
Here is Tavernier to take the corner from the near side. 2.5 to go. You're listening to TalkSport 2. Over on TalkSport, the closing stages of the West Ham game. Here we're following Rangers right to the very end. Tavernier into the near post. Not a great delivery this time. Forward by right into the box. Bassi is up there. Drops inside the area. On the left side is Roof. Collected now by Golston. He's given the ball away cheaply. Castro's trying to release it up to the halfway line of Vitinha. And now Yuri Medeiros has the ball for Braga on the halfway line. Rangers just losing their cool a little bit. Well won by Golston. Now Kent wriggles through up towards the midway point of the Braga half. Joining well was Roof. Back to Tavernier. Out wide to Aribo. Aribo approaches the penalty area now. Goes back to Tavernier. Tavernier now pokes it down the right. Looking for right. Right into the area. Takes on Mora. Low cross into the box. Steered away by the defender. And it's out on this near side and away for a throw to Rangers. Still 2-1.
Yeah, no, a good play from Ryder. A good injection of pace there. He probably should have, went across the goal. He tried to cut it back.
Here come Rangers again. Lundstrom out to Tavernier. Tavernier to Kamara. Wide to right. Right trying to get the cross in. Decent looking effort. It's away by Fabiano. Who's didn't have much challenge at the far post. Bassi coming forward. Works it wide to the left hand side. 4-0 Roma are winning against Glimt. So they'll play Leicester in the next round of the competition. In the Conference League. Foul over on the far touchline.
It's not really much of a foul. It's a foul, but
in name only.
Yeah, Barisic doesn't need to. He's got him in a good position. They put him in in the corner, and he goes and makes a silly foul.
Free kick. The Rangers' faces are forlorn. They're biting fingernails. They're wiping brows. Those who thought they would be having a party late into the night tonight may have to wait a little bit later to get that party started. The Braga fans, there's only a small gaggle of them over on the far side with big Braga flags, have just started to enjoy their evening, and they are. Here's Ricardo Horta towards the edge of the area, cut out by Bassi, does brilliantly to take it away from danger. Out to the left it goes. Kent combines with Bassi once again. Fabiano smuggles it away. It's out for a throw in deep inside Rangers half.
There's got to be plenty of stoppage time with the goalkeeper and things like that.
About 10 minutes, isn't there?
Barisic is done here.
Yeah, he's down and needing treatment over on the far side. They may have to make a change. They are going to make a change. Balogun is going to come on, which is going to mean that Balogun goes to centre half and Bassi goes out to left back. Balogun, who started the first leg. Barisic drifting over towards the near side. I think as many defenders as they can get. You hope it's not a serious injury because Philippe Elanda is out for the rest of the season. If he's holding his groin, his hamstring, everything.
I think it's a bit of cramp he's been struggling with, but him going off, Barisic actually going off now, lose your quality from that wing back position now. So
5 minutes of added on time to be played at Ibrox, of which we have entered the first. Is there enough time for Rangers to get a winner and send the blue half of Glasgow into raptures? Send them to Leipzig. Ball high into the air, deep inside the Rangers half of the field. Golston is underneath it. He heads it away. It's further away by Lundstrom. Up into Roof. Roof tries to hold on to it and does manage to do so well. Bassi forward, down the left. Roof goes on the chase. Across goes Oliveira. The ball went out of play. It's a throw in to Braga deep inside their own territory. We're in the second of 5 added minutes at the end of the 90. And Ibrox tonight. We're heading to extra time because Rangers took a 2-goal lead inside the first half. 2 goals from their captain, Rangers captain James Tavernier. A penalty just before the half-time whistle after it opened the scoring inside the first 90 seconds. But Braga got a late goal from a set piece from David Carmo, even though they're down to 10 men, which has meant that this game is going the distance. Unless Rangers can come up with a winner, unless Braga can come up with a winner, that's equally possible now because they're enjoying their best spell of the game. Here is Bassi though, winning it ahead of Vitinha, turning away and firing it into Lundstrom, who looks up, sends it into open water over on the left-hand side, but there's no one swimming in those seas, and it goes all the way back to Mateus, who's deep inside his own half.
Yeah, Rangers just have to try and get a few passes in and get through the lines and get an opportunity with 4 minutes to go, because Braga are coming into this, and like I said before, one set play can change the game. As Port Rangers don't switch off, and if they get that extra time, they've got to deal with that.
Ball collected by Golston, sends it wide to the right hand side, goes out for a throw in which Wright will take. There's 2 balls on the pitch, they've got to deal with that first. Ball is thrown in towards Tavernier, he miscontrolled it, runs loose on the edge of the halfway line, goes back centrally now, and Balogun takes over. He strolls forward with the ball at his feet, Leon Balogun plays it through to his central defensive partner Golston, who travels up the pitch now, plays it out wide right, trying to get to the corner flag, delivers a ball which is not the best, it's headed away by Braga. The first man actually, Castro, manages to steer it clear, and it goes up into the Rangers half, and Balogun has to deal with pressure being applied to him by Vitinha.
Yeah, listen, it's a long ball over the top, and once it bounced, centre back allowing it to bounce, the striker becomes got a bit of chance to win it, and he puts pressure on the Balogun, heads it at the pitch and gets Braga up the pitch.
Unbelievable turn of events at Ibrox tonight. The mood just completely changed with that David Carmo goal. Here is Vitinha trying to change the mood again, gets past 2 challenges towards the edge of the D. Kamara comes across and he wins the free kick, and there was a bit of relief around Rangers because that could have gone either way. McGregor gets things moving. We're into the 49th minute of the second half. There's just 60 seconds to play. Roof trying to stay onside. The ball's played down the side of the defence, but he's not going to get there. Eventually it's away by the defender Oliveira. It's up as far as Bassi, who sends it back again. He charges forward, eludes one challenge, and then goes out to the far side. He gives it to Ryan Kent. Can Kent come up with something special? Aribo into Kamara. There's space wide on the right for Tavernier. They give it to him right in the last kick of the game. The dying embers of this clash. It's picked up by Kamara. On towards Tavernier. Right is down the side. Steers it against Castro. It's out for a corner. 49 minutes and 20 seconds. If Rangers are going to avoid extra time and go through to a semi-final, it is now. It has to be now or never. Welcome to Ibrox in the final seconds of the Europa League quarter-final. Rangers lead 2-1 on the night. It's 2-2 on aggregate, but they have a corner in the final few seconds. Tavernier in towards the near post, flicked away by the first defender. Wright picks it up for Rangers. Bassi sends it square. Kamara looks up, he's urged to get it forward for Rangers. They move the ball down the left-hand side. It's collected by Ken. Can he dazzle when he needs to? Outside of him is Kamara, who flicks it against the defender. They don't get it clear, Braga, and Kent has got it again in a left-wing position. Deep toss to the far post. Golston with a header. Hits the stanchion. And the last chance of 90 minutes goes a-begging, and Rangers, who have had the ball in the net 5 times tonight and 3 times seen their goals disallowed, will go to extra time against Braga in the Europa League quarter-finals. 2-1 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. There we go. And the referee from France, who is Francois Lexetier, blows his whistle. And the first half of extra time in the Europa League quarter-final second leg is underway, with the scores all square on aggregate 2-2, 2-1 on the night for Rangers. And Rangers have the ball away to our right-hand side with Connor Golston, their big, tall English centre-back, who steps forward and overhits his pass down the right, and it goes flying out for a goal kick away to our left.
Yeah, he's just trying to play it in between the lines to Scott Wright, and he overhits it and ends up going out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and that's the fans on the far side from Braga that you can hear screaming and shouting away to our left-hand side, but the Rangers fans trying to keep the end up as well, banging their drum behind the goal. Ball is loose on their halfway line. It's collected by Ricardo Orta, who gets clattered into by Tavernier, and Braga will just try and slow the game down and try and win as many free kicks as possible. We are live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 from Glasgow. We're at Ibrox on a thrilling Thursday night of European action, which has already seen West Ham United go through to the last 4 of the Europa League and Leicester go into the last 4 of the Conference League. Rangers hoping to join them in the latter stage of the Europa League, but they've got extra time to negotiate. After winning in 90 minutes by 2-1, but it's 2-2 on aggregate. And that late goal from David Carmo, scored from a set piece at the end of this match, at the end of the 90 minutes of this match, has certainly given Braga a new lease of life. And Charlie Adam, they are pulling out all the Atletico Madrid tactics from earlier in the week here. They've delayed and dissembled throughout the entirety of the game.
I think VAR might look at this.
They're crying for a red card here after a challenge by Ryan Kent on this near side.
No, it's Kemar Roof. It's a red card. Oh, no, it's a Carvajal.
No red card at present. VAR may check it, but it's a yellow card for Carlos Carvajal, the manager of Braga, for leading the protest too vociferously and doing a bit of the old Diego Simeone's, Charlie.
Yeah, no, the full bench are out there trying to complete. They say they know Kemar Roof's on a yellow card and obviously trying to get him sent off, but it now gives it another opportunity for Braga to put it in the box.
Well, it is a free kick from this near touchline, wide on the right. Rangers playing against 10 men, and the red shirts, red shorts and red socks of Braga attacking the goal away to our right. Rangers in blue shirts, white shorts and black socks defending the goal away to our right. Horta sends the ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. Ricardo Horta, the best player in the Braga team for much of the season. It's defended well, back in by Al-Masrati, half cleared by Balogun, then whipped away by Lundstrom, who was an injury down for the game but has played now 90 plus minutes. Remember, there's a big game for Rangers on Sunday. These 4 days that will define their season. They take on Celtic in the Scottish Cup semi-finals at the weekend as well, and Ange Postecoglou is the manager of Rangers' arch rivals Celtic. He'll be delighted this game's gone to extra time. And they used up so much energy in that first 90 minutes as well, didn't they, Charlie, that Rangers would have expected to have got over the line. They had the ball in the net 5 times. They had brilliant chances. They hit the post and the bar and the side netting in regulation time, but they still found themselves not able to swat Braga aside.
Yeah, the longer the game went, the opportunity to come. We say that set player, a slack pass from Rangers could cost them, and it did. They switched off at set play, and Campbell got up above Kemar Roof, and he managed to get the goal and brought Braga back into the match.
The atmosphere was terrific here before kick-off as well. The noise, ear splitting. And Rangers are going to bring on Fashion Sakala, I think, in the next few minutes to try and give them a little bit more up top and try and give Braga something to think about, because since the goal went in from Braga just before the end of full time, 7 minutes to go, really and truly, Rangers haven't recovered their faculties. 4 minutes gone in extra time. It's Rangers 2, Braga 1, 2-2 on aggregate. Here is Golston, encouraged to get the ball forward. Glenn Kamara dropping deep, just right of the centre circle. Plays it out wide towards the right-hand side. Rangers looking to get through to a European semi-final for the first time in 14 years. Played on to Bassi, just left side now of the Rangers defence. Back to Balogun. All the gaps being plugged by a now much more defensive-minded Braga team who have been down to 10 men for much of this game. Kent taking the ball down the left touchline, plays against Fabiano. It's clearly a handball. How the referee and the linesman have conspired to miss that, you'll never know.
It's a good shape from Braga. 4-4-1, just sitting in the defence, trying not to give Rangers any space between the lines.
Here's Wright down the right-hand side, latching onto a ball, plays it into the centre. His delivery wasn't precise enough for Kemar Roof, and it's cleared away by the Braga defence and up over the halfway line. Balogun being chased by Vitinha. Gets it back to McGregor, who's been seriously underemployed tonight. It's been one-way traffic since the very start, but still, it's 2-2. Here is Lundstrom, out to the far side, the right. Barcelona out of the Europa League. Here is Aribo in the centre, trying to get on the end of a loose ball. Matthias comes out. Well, I think Aribo had everything in his favour to go and get that ball. Matthias came out, he was second favourite, and he goes behind, and he's been penalised as a result, Aribo. I'm not necessarily sure that's fair.
Yeah, no, it's a great ball, and it's one that Aribo needs to go for, and the goalkeeper comes out and Aribo fouls him.
6 minutes gone in the first half of extra time. Mateus has been given the free kick, and free kick he wants to take very quickly, although he's stolen a couple of yards. And here comes another yellow card for the Braga bench, another member of their coaching staff. In fact, it's one of the substitutes who's been booked, and the referee is very unhappy about that. That's it. Ball collected by Mateus. He's going to, now he's being told to go back and take a free kick further back, and he's just stolen another couple of yards, and he's just wasting time. The referee needs to take action here, Charlie.
Yeah, no, the referee's just allowed them to kick it from anywhere. and it's a foul, but the referee just lets the play go on.
Ball's back in play. We're live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. Rangers 2, Braga 1. Rangers come out of the fence with the ball at Leon Balogun's feet. He charges over halfway, he looks up, he's got options in front of him, but it's at a slow pace now. Nothing like the relentless pace, the acceleration with which they started the game, Rangers, when they forced Braga back into their own half and made them make mistakes. Here's Balogun getting the ball and working it out to Kent, who's been a live wire all night. He picks the ball up and goes down the outside of Fabiano, produced across into the near post, flapped up by the goalkeeper, but Wright couldn't get there.
Great play from Balogun getting out to Kent. 1v1 against the right back in Fabinho, and he a good cross with the left foot, but the goalkeeper comes in and punches it.
Ball collected now, deep inside Rangers territory by Kamara. Good solid pass forward, which releases Aribo, who turns and runs through the centre circle. He's got options to his left and to his right, but he goes towards Ryan Kent, who tricks his way towards the edge of the box, gives it to Bassi. Bassi stands up across, Wright is underneath it, it's only half clear. Over it was Kent, he couldn't get hold of it, wouldn't come down for him, and when he hit it poorly, and it skied off the outside of his boot and goes behind and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. 8 minutes gone in extra time. Rangers 2, Braga 1 on the night, 2-2 on aggregate. Here's Charlie Adam.
Yeah, not a bad ball from Bassi. Clips it in the box. Defender poor clearance from the defender to the edge of the box, and a tired effort from Kent.
Well, there's a young gentleman with a Rangers shirt from the 90s on, recognisable because of the big bagginess to it. I remember seeing Gaza wear that, an Adidas jersey with a thin white pinstripe round the neck. He's crying his eyes out. He's got a Union Jack draped around his neck, and he can't quite believe what he's seen tonight. Rangers dominating for 83 minutes and then pegged back by a set piece, which has meant that they've had to go to extra time in a game that they really didn't want to go to extra time in. Lucas Mineiro is going to come on to try and spoil in midfield, as he did at the end of the game last week in Braga. We're in Glasgow, and Rangers are on the front foot with Scott Wright down the far side. The right hand side as Rangers look at it, into Kamara, back to Lundstrom. Wright once again trying to find an opening, but Al-Masrati's closing all the doors at the moment in midfield. Ball goes up towards the edge of the area. Aribo just lacks a little bit of energy the longer the game has gone on. Wright has gone flying into a tackle. He thought he got the ball, so did the crowd. The referee said he slipped over and took away the legs of Fabiano. And now here's a change. Al-Masrati is coming off, and on comes Lucas Mineiro.
Yeah, he's just walking to the other side of the pitch, just to trying to waste time, and kidding on, he doesn't see the board go up, but the decision to make for Braga, just trying to get to the half time of this game. But Scott right there making the decision, trying to run with the ball when he doesn't need to. Rangers have to just keep forcing it, playing it, get wide and put crosses in the box, because the space is with the full-backs, but they're not using them enough to put that in and to get it wide to put the cross in the box.
Also, Rangers have got a numerical advantage, so they can commit an extra player forward, pass the ball around Braga.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because Braga are playing a 4-4-1, the space between the lines is very, very tight, so the space is the full-backs on the outside of the play, allowing Rangers to put cross in. Nobody's actually recognising it.
They've got to move the ball quicker as well, because they slowed up considerably from the first half. 10 minutes played in the first half of extra time. 2-1, 2-2 on aggregate. Ball deep inside the Rangers half with Balogun working it wide to the right, collected now by Connor Golston. Golston sends it into the path of Tavernier, who scored the 2 goals. Onto Kamara, has got a bit of space in the wide areas now. Can he get a decent cross in? He cuts back, plays it into Aribo. He pulls it through the 6-yard box. Roof is there! And he nudges it beyond the goalkeeper. And now you can light the blue touch paper. They couldn't get a shot on target last week in Braga. They found the net continuously tonight. Kimo Roof has had 2 goals chalked off, but this time it might be third time lucky. 3 goals on the night for Rangers, 3 on the tie, and they are in front once again, and on the verge of the first European semi-final in 14 years. What a great night for the British teams in Europe this could be. Rangers 3, Braga 1. It's 3-2 on aggregate to Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's men.
Yeah, it's great composure in the corner. Aribo crossed the ball and Roof getting it into the back post. But the need to concentrate because they know what happened. If they switch off, Braga will create something. It's important the Rangers, let's say, keep using it, get it wide and use the strength of the fullbacks.
Kemar Roof, hat-trick hero on Sunday afternoon, has scored a massive goal for Rangers. And listen to the electric noise of Ibrox in Glasgow. There's still 3 minutes to go at the end of the first half, but if you're just tuning in, waiting for the sports bar tonight, don't worry, that's to come at the conclusion of the game. I'll tell you what, there'll be a few sports bars open in Glasgow tonight if it stays like this, Charlie Adam.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, bank holiday tomorrow in Scotland as well.
Don't worry, we'll be embracing that. 03717 223344 is the number to call if you want to get through to the sports bar tonight. Jamie will be taking your calls in just a few moments as soon as this game comes to an end. If you're a Leicester fan and you've watched your team win in Eindhoven tonight, if you're a West Ham fan and you've watched your team thrash Lyon in the south of France tonight, if you're a Rangers fan listening to this and hanging on to our every word from Ibrox, well, it might be a good time to start bashing those buttons. 03717 223344 is the number to call if you want to get in touch tonight with the sports bar. It's bouncing in Ibrox, everyone's on their feet. Kemar Roof has just scored the latest Rangers goal. Now, Charlie Adam, they have to hold on to this, they have to manage this.
Yeah, that's what about managing the game, Sam. They've just got to keep past, let's keep saying the opportunities will come. Get it wide, get into fullbacks and get it up the pitch and keep it away from the goal. It's important the Rangers manage the game because of this game Sunday now. They've got the game won, no risks at all.
They've had it won once, they've had to go and win it all over again. And now Braga, who have never won in Scotland, are finding themselves on the end of what could be the biggest goal of the night. That goal from Kemar Roof. But Rangers have got to concentrate, don't give any chances away. They've still got a couple of substitutions that they can make, 3 in fact. There was a late challenge over on the far side on Leon Balogun by Yuri Medeiros, who is going to be booked here, I think. Balogun's unhappy about it. The yellow card is out. Medeiros is going to get booked. And the referee is completely unhappy, and he's given a red card. Another red card. And Ricardo Horta, who has been such a talismanic figure for Braga over the course of the season, I think has been dismissed.
Yeah, he has. He must have lashed out at Balogun with the incident, but it just makes it a lot easier for Rangers now.
Braga are down to 9 men. Ricardo Horta sent off. Well, the referee has still not sent anybody off the field of play. Now, I think actually he sent off Francisco Mora, who's come off on this near side. It wasn't evidently clear over on the far side who he was sending off. But it's Francisco Mora who has eventually been shepherded off the field of play for a second yellow card.
Yeah, I think he said something. He's been booked and then he said something after it, and the referees took obviously.
So it wasn't for the challenge by Ricardo Horta over on the far side on Balogun. It was because Francisco Mora, who came on as a substitute, was mouthing off, and it was 2 yellow cards in quick succession.
Descent, isn't it?
So it's a bit like the incident that happened at Wolverhampton Wanderers earlier in the season, where Gabriel Martinelli was sent off with 2 yellow cards really quickly, and that's what's happened here.
Yeah, when you show dissent and disrespect to the referees, he's got the right to give you that second yellow card.
Either way, down to 9 men now, Braga, and 3-1 down. And listen to the noise. It's deafening, absolutely deafening. And it's drowned out Braga. There is the half-time whistle. And Rangers pour off at half-time in extra time, knowing that they are 15 minutes away from a landmark semi-final. Well, let's just pause for breath, Charlie. I mean, it's so noisy inside this stadium, but I think we can reach our Scottish football correspondent, David Tanner. who can just for a minute tell us what he saw from the touchline here at Ibrox when Braga were reduced to 9 men.
Well, an act of madness. First of all, the foul on Balogun is without doubt a yellow card. The referee brandished the yellow card, and before he could put his card back in his pocket, he was on the end of a verbal volley, and he, within a second or two of showing the yellow card first time round, put the yellow up again, and out came the red card. An act of absolute madness, and it probably ends Braga's opportunity of getting back into this game. I can tell you that Calvin Bassey has been down there getting a stretchy down on his back the minute the whistle went at half-time in extra time. So Rangers are showing signs of tiring themselves, but I tell you what, 2 men down and a goal down, and Ibrox Park, as noisy as I can recall it, the Portuguese have got a massive mountain to climb now. Opportunity Rangers, Sam.
Opportunity knocks for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst and this group of Rangers players. They are 15 minutes away from a semi-final against Leipzig in the Europa League. You cannot hear yourself think. Yeah, Scott Arfield is coming on, Sakala is coming on, and Rangers find themselves in a situation where they only need to manage this game out in order to get the job done. Vitinha is off.
Joe Ribo's come off as well for Scott Arfield.
I think it's Andre Castro who's come off actually after running himself into the ground over 93 minutes or more. 115.
The atmosphere is electric, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely discombobulating. Rangers 3, Braga 1 is the extra time score at half-time in extra time. Lyon were beaten at home by West Ham earlier on. Frankfurt, even though they managed to survive with 10 men, have beaten Barcelona 3-2. That's finished. They're through, Frankfurt. And Leipzig won earlier today against Atalanta in the Europa League. So the lineup almost complete for the semi-finals of the Europa League, and it's been another dramatic night. 2 red cards here, both for Braga players. They're down to 9 men, and Rangers are about to go through if they can hold on to this victory. Vitinha playing up front on his own now. The ball chased down the left-hand side. Francisco tries to get there. He loops it into the sky. It's smashed away by Tavernier, and it's cleared up towards the halfway line. And remember, tomorrow morning Ali McCoist will give his verdict on this fabulous night for Rangers, with Natalie Sawyer, Ray Parler and Trevor Sinclair of the Breakfast Show back tomorrow 6 till 10 live on TalkSport, and you can watch it on the TalkSport Edge, our new app. Download it, you can watch what's going on. I'm sure that Ali will have his camera on, even though he'll look dog rough tomorrow morning.
He'll be delighted with this result. He'll be having his porridge about 8 o'clock and his dressing gown.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the porridge, it's what he has in between now and then. Ball cleared away from the edge of the 18-yard box up to the halfway line. It bounces once for Vitinha. There's a foul by Vitinha. Free kick is going to be given. In fact, it might have been offside. And it's going to be a free kick to Rangers right on the edge of their own penalty area. Rangers 3, Braga 1. Live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. And Carlos Carvajal just comes out to the fourth official, who's still explaining what happened with the red cards to him. He's asked the question actually about what it was. And I think he's trying to tell him we don't have monitors here sadly, but he's trying to tell Carlos Carvajal, I think Yuri Medeiros got too close to the referee.
Yeah, the referee was right. You know, when you start branding that imaginary card, he's got the right to send you off, and he done it.
Ball is back inside the Rangers penalty area. It's collected by McGregor, and then it's up by Tavernier to the halfway line. Passion Sakala is on for the last 15 minutes of this quarter-final. Have Rangers done enough? They've got to defend here. Francisco goes down the left-hand side. Stopped by Tavernier, and it's out of play and away for a throw in the right full-back position. 3-1 Rangers lead.
Yeah, Rangers have just gone to a little bit of a 4-2-3-1. Scott Arfield's now playing off Sakala, Scott right off the right and Kent off the left. Just a little bit more defensive, just to see this game out.
A few changes as the night has gone on for Rangers. They've had to manage some of those who they will need again on Sunday afternoon. Ball sent long for Sakala, and he's got in front of Oliveira, and he's chested it out towards the left-hand side. And here's a chance for Kent. Can he square it for Arfield? Arfield to finish it. He's miskicked it. What a chance Rangers have had to finish off this tie. Scott Arfield played in by Kent, who pulled it back from the byline, and Arfield miskicked the ball, bluffed his lines, and it went wide of the post.
The only thing that I could say is that the pass from Kent was poor. It wasn't crisp enough. If it was crisp enough, Scotty would have been able to finish with his left foot. But also Scott Arfield, if Kent rolls it across the goal, Scott Wright's got an open goal, but no, Scott Arfield will be disappointed with that chance.
What a chance that was for Rangers to take a further lead in the game. They've made 5 substitutions in the match. Scott Arfield, one of those who's come off the bench, had the opportunity to finish things off. If only. It might not end up being that much of a worry for them, but they've certainly done it the hard way. They played so well in the match and should have won it in the first 90 minutes, but they've had to go into extra time, and now they break forward again. Sakala linking well, plays it out to Wright, gets it back, Sakala's in the area, Wright put his shot, takes a deflection, Field's missed 4 yards out again! He's hit the top of the crossbar! Oh my word! I don't know how he hasn't scored. He's had 2 massive chances, but that one was so gilt-edged, it was harder to miss.
Incredible, you know, if there's anybody at this time of the game fresh, come on a substitute, there's a big chance. You were hoping it would drop to Scott Arfield, and he's hit the bar from 4 yards out.
What a chance that was from Scott Arfield. Half cleared away by Mateus. Rangers leading 3-1, 3-2 on aggregate. Live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. The sports bar open for business. 03717223344 is the number to call. Sam Matterface and Charlie Adam live at Ibrox tonight. David Tanner is with us as well. And we are watching history for Rangers. A first European semi-final in 14 years is about to be on the agenda. A semi-final for the first time since 2008. Sakala runs towards the edge of the box. It breaks away off Paulo Oliveira, comes back to Arfield, who tries to give the ball to Sakala but can't control it, but he's had 2 great chances to put this game to bed, and that semi-final would have already been secured. Coutinho at the other end tries to keep it alive, loops the ball behind the Rangers goal, and it goes out for a goal kick away to our left.
Yeah, Tavernier looks like he's struggling to cramp a little bit there. Long ball from Mateus, the goalkeeper, and Golson and Tavernier both struggling. And listen, Rangers just have to use their head, keep passing it, don't make the game stretch, keep it short, pass it into feet, and then the game will become simple, and then the game will be over.
Yeah, we're just going to manage the minutes now. We are late into the evening here on TalkSport. There's only 6 minutes left. Ball steered into the box. Sakala tries to drive it towards the near post. It's blocked by the defender Fabiano and goes out for a corner. But they're creating chances again, Charlie.
Brilliant play of John Lundstrom. Picks it up about 25 yards out on that left-hand side. Drives by 2 people. Cuts it back to Sakala. And all he had to do was open his body up, slip it into Scott Wright, and he had a free chance to go. Typical striker. Wanted the glory.
Corner to be taken over on the far side, and it's at the feet of Ryan Kent and Scott Wright. They're leaving it to go short, to waste precious moments with only 8 minutes to go. Ball sent in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, is collected by Tavernier. Tavernier moves down the right hand side, delivers across into the box. It's nowhere near anyone, and out comes the goalkeeper Mateus. It's not a great clearance from him, but he has reached also on the halfway line. They've joined up well, and here is Coutinho being wrestled to the floor, but he's got the muscle to get away from Arfield. It goes down the left. Rangers are backpedaling. This is Gorby on the left now. Low ball into the box, away by Golston inside the 6-yard area, and once again Rangers just about survive. And now they want to get things moving. Lucas Miniero comes across to take the throw-in. He wants a long throw into the box to cause chaos for Rangers. 22 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock, which means that they are 7 and a bit to go at Ibrox tonight. Tossed in by Lucas Miniero, away by Golston. It's headed away and down towards the corner flag, but is it going to go up for a corner or a throw-in? It's a throw-in in front of the Rangers Ultras, who are now taking their shirts off, jumping around half naked behind the goal away to our left. Ball goes in towards the near post, flicked into the air by Golston, headed on towards the edge of the 6-yard box, also goes down, wants the penalty. The entire Braga bench comes onto the pitch. They're screaming, they're shouting, they're having a go at the fourth official, but the referee has given a free kick to Rangers instead.
I never thought I would ever see this Atletico Madrid again, but what a Braga there is embarrassing. It's horrendous. Every time's decision, they're running on the pitch, they're looking at the screaming at the fourth official. It's not how football should be played.
Well, Rangers have managed to keep their cool, but they need to keep it for another 6 minutes and 19 seconds as the ball is picked up by Kent on the left-hand side. He runs towards the edge of the area. He plays it back to Kamara. Kamara then joins up with Bassi. The return ball from Kent doesn't reach Bassi. It's half cleared in the right fullback position by Braga. The game really now almost a walking pace, a slow pace to the game now, because things have deteriorated for both teams in terms of energy levels. Here is Wright into the penalty area. He tricks himself rather than the defender, and it's cleared away by Gorby on this near side, and Braga look to escape. Arfield and Tavernier trying to smuggle the ball away from Braga's grasp, and it's helped out on the near touchline, but the energy has been sapped from everybody out there.
Yeah, I said that once you get that goal, the Braga team will just, energy will go, and listen, both teams have put a great shift in. You know, 44 minutes when Braga got the first red card, and they've gone through that second half plus so far in extra time, and it went down to 9 men, but Rangers have kept at it, even though they've been disappointed in losing that goal. They've caught at it and they've managed to get their opportunity to get the goal.
Ball lost with Kent, sends Sakala down the right side, into the area he goes. He tries to get it back to Kent. He's stabbed away by Fabiano. Manero takes it down and can't get rid of it. Sakala puts him under pressure. It deflects into the penalty area again. They've still not got this clear, Braga. Eventually they slash into the halfway line, and then it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper McGregor. They need a goal, Braga, to force the penalty shootout. It's 3-2 on aggregate to Rangers, 3-1 on the night. McGregor bowls it out overarm towards the far side. You're listening to TalkSport and TalkSport 2 on a fabulous Thursday night of live football from the Europa League, which has seen West Ham win in Lyon in dramatic circumstances, in thrilling circumstances. 2 goals in 4 minutes in the first half, and then they went on to extend their lead through Jared Bowen. They're into a semi-final for the first time in Europe since 1976. Leicester are through in the Europa League for the first time to a European semi-final, Europa Conference League, they will play Roma in the next round. Brendan Rodgers gets to meet Jose Mourinho again. Rangers at the moment going to play Leipzig, unless there's a goal late in this game. 26 minutes on the clock. Rangers 3, Braga 1. Right at the end of the game. We're here at Ibrox tonight. The atmosphere is tense now, Charlie, because they know, this wonderful 50,000 strong Ibrox crowd know that they are just putting the champagne on ice just for a couple more minutes.
There'll be no champagne tonight. There's nothing won. You only drink champagne when you win. And Rangers, listen, when you're part of a club like this, you're expected to get to semi-finals and finals, and this has given them an opportunity now for something else to look forward to in the season. And then they've got a big game on Sunday. That's what they'll have to take care of now, and then look forward to win the first leg of the semi-final.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few of the supporters around.
There'll be definitely a few supporters on the champagne.
Yeah, and you were here at the club the last time they got to a European final in 2008. You were around the place. You know what it was like. What did it feel like?
It was special. I remember that night in Fiorentina, coming back on the plane, and everybody was joyous because it was an opportunity to go to Manchester. Rangers fans were everywhere in Manchester. Unfortunately, we got beat from a very good Zenit St Petersburg team.
Here's Wright. Can he finish it off? Down the right side into the area. Comes to Arfield again, looking for a third big chance. Doesn't quite get hold of it. Remember, he's hit the crossbar in extra time. With Rangers 3-1 up. Bassi comes forward. They've overcome Brøndby. They've overcome Sparta Prague, Dortmund and Red Star. Now they're going to get to a semi-final where they're going to take on Leipzig on what will be another thrilling night of European football. Here's another big change. And It looks like David Carmo scored that goal that he thought might earn Braga a shootout here at Ibrox tonight. Is coming off. It's going to be replaced by Farley, a forward Miguel Farley, for the last few seconds of this game. We're into the final 2 minutes of the game, live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. And Rangers eyeing up an historic semi-final, the first time they've got there in Europe for 14 years. 2008, the last time they played a semi-final. Everybody associated with the club remembers it, talks about it, but can they now make sure of it? Bassi bounding down the left, moving towards the edge of the box. He hands it off to Glenn Kamara, who's on the D. He turns it out wide. It's collected by Kent. He's got options in the centre, but he's happy to hold on to it. He's content to take it towards the left-hand side because they know it's minutes that will save them now. Not shots on target, not chances, not possession almost, but the ticking away of those vital seconds, making sure that they manage this game out right to the very last in this ear-splitting din, this cauldron of noise that has been Ibrox since the first whistle was blown almost 2.5 hours ago. Braga have lost all 5 visits to Scotland now. I don't think they'll be in a hurry to come back. What a night for Rangers. Don't give away chances. Lundstrom nearly did, but now he's breaking away from Lucas Mineiro. He's picking the ball out towards the near side.
I think he's been brilliant tonight, Lundstrom. He's come back into the team, you know, after that, having that going off at the weekend with a groin injury, to play the amount of minutes he's played, nearly 120 minutes tonight, has been phenomenal. And testament to him, his performance, he's been excellent.
30 seconds of the allotted time to play, plus any injury time that our French referee decides to allot. And then the celebrations will begin, and those celebrations will be loud, they will be long, they will be hearty, they will be Glaswegian. Ball is out on the near touchline, and Rangers are stopping Braga from taking a throw. They've allowed it to happen now. It's up towards Farley, but it's won by Tavernier. Just 1 minute of added time at the end of the 120 minutes plus injury time, which has totaled quite a lot. We've played about 130 minutes by the time we get to the end of the night. 2 red cards have helped Rangers. VAR decisions have gone against them tonight. They had the ball in the net so many times. They've hit the woodwork 3 times at least. But they have the precious goal given to them by Kemar Roof, and that goal could be the most important goal that Rangers have scored this season. Here's Tavernier down the right. Listen to the Rangers supporters as Tavernier, their captain, who started the proceedings with 2 goals in the first half, 1 from the penalty spot and 1 after 90 seconds, which got the party started. The party went flat midway through the night, but it's going to be rocking in just a few moments' time.
Yeah, and 15-20 seconds, this place will be a rock. And it's a testament to the players. They've stayed with it, they've got the focus back, and they've got a great result. And it's a huge, huge night for Rangers.
We played the minute. There it is! Rangers qualify for the Europa League semi-finals for the first time. It's the first European semi-final in 14 years, and it feels like it. The celebrations are an eruption of pent-up frustration, of unrestrainable joy. But European nights are usually Rangers nights. And the red, white and blue flares go streaming into the Ibrox night sky. Rangers players collapse onto the surface after giving absolutely everything. And listen to this Rangers crowd sing. Rangers of the Scottish Premiership are going to be in the last 4 of the Europa League with West Ham, with Eintracht Frankfurt and Leipzig. They are going to Germany after getting rid of Red Star, after getting rid of Dortmund, after beating Brøndby, and now they've sent Carlos Carvajal and Braga packing. Who fancies a trip to Ibrox now, Charlie Adams.
Well, I don't think it'll be Leipzig. This is going to be a tough game, but over two legs, you look at this Rangers team, they've got experience in, winning big moments, big matches in Europe. And can they go to Germany again and produce that performance that they did against Dortmund? I can see they can. It's unbelievable performance.
Unbelievable performance on an unbelievable night for British teams in Europe. Leicester through to the semi-finals of the Conference League. West Ham through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. What a night for Rangers. They're there too. What a win for Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. Seize the day, he said. And Rangers have produced a performance that some will never forget. Kemar Roof with the goal. It's taken the roof off this famous old stadium, Jamie O'Hara. Rangers 3, Braga 1 on the night. 3-2. They are the victors on aggregate.